welcome everybody to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panther fans by Panther fans. You already know the deal. If you would like to join the show, the link is pinned to the chat box. It is also in the description of the YouTube and Facebook videos. And you already know we got the crew, man. If you would like to be a part of this conversation, join via Streamyard. Hit that like and subscribe to make sure C3 gets seen far and wide amongst Panther Nation. And be a part of this discussion, man. We appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of the show and being a part of the C3 Panther family. You already know the boys. We're here doing it again. First up, Panther legend in these Twitter streets, Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up, buddy?
What's up? Hey, listen, let's talk about all these quarterbacks and wannabe NFL players running around in their underwear, and everybody's all excited about it.
Yeah, everybody likes that.
Yeah, everybody likes to watch grown men run around in their bloomers.
I mean, bro, it's my favorite.
In their bloomers.
Whatever floats your boat, I'm happy with, boys.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, people run faster in their bloomers, Pickle. It's scientifically proven. I don't know what more you want from them. So they got to do what they got to do, you know. But happy to have you with us. Next up, my man is constantly getting bronze medal in these racing sims. You know that's true. What's up, Nick?
Dude, I never get bronze. It's always
gold. Oh, shut up. Yeah, you do.
But no, dude, I'm just hanging out. I had a job interview today that went pretty good. And I'm thinking a change might be in order, man. But
nice, man.
I'm looking to hang out with you guys. No crazy shit tonight, boys.
Congratulations, brother. Hope you get the new job. Happy you can join us, man. I appreciate that. Next up, joining us all the way from the West Coast over there in California, it's my man, A1 Panthers, Alex. Alex, what's up?
Hey, what up, fellas? Happy Friday. Just want to, real quick, bless up for the Richardson family.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was some big news that happened yesterday, I believe. So, and I've lived in California my whole life, and my favorite team was the Panthers when I was like 9 years old, because of their colors and their helmets. So that's how I started becoming a fan, and I'm here now, and it's just amazing. And I just want to say bless up to the Richardson family.
Absolutely, man. Rest in peace to Jerry Richardson. Listen, it's undisputed. Whatever you think about the man, we would not have this team that we love, that we congregate around every Tuesday and Friday without Jerry Richardson, man. It's why we do this podcast. It's why we love football. It's why we love the Carolinas, man. This is a way to show our love, and that doesn't happen without Jerry Richardson, man. So prayers up to Jerry and his entire family, everybody that's been affected by this, man. R.I.P. to the big cat, man. R.I.P. Let me welcome in this man. You know him, you love him. Twan Don, the bad guy. What's up, bro?
Ooh. What
you
up,
there?
Twan?
Yo, I can't hear you. If you're talking, I can't hear you, bro.
He got that mute button on again. I see. He just left town. See.
All right. Well, he just left. We'll get back to him. Next up, from enemy territory, down there in Louisiana, my brother Chad Morales. Chad, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? Yeah, to double up on Jerry Richardson, rest in peace to him. Sucks. Life is cruel, but what he was able to do for the Carolinas was will never be forgotten.
Absolutely, man.
And I've been saying it that we need to go ahead and bring the Lombardi back home for him this year.
We do, man. We definitely do. And it is sad that he didn't get to see a Lombardi trophy get brought home to his team. It's sad, man. Even all the stuff that happened between him and his sons, like his sons at one point were supposed to inherit the team, that didn't happen. I don't know, man. It's we wish we could have brought him home one, but we appreciate him no matter what. Twan Don, let's try it again, bro. We got you.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, we hear you now. What's good, bro?
What up, Twan?
What's going on, guys, man? Shout out to C3 Podcast. Shout out to everybody on it. My man Picklehead. My man Cody in the building, man. Look, shout out to C3 Podcast, man. They hit the 5,000 mark, man. So proud of those guys over there, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. It's I just saw what you sent me on in the private chat, Pickle. That's cool. But yeah, man. Listen,
He thought that gentleman he had an issue with was actually would do interviews and stuff, and I said, nah, he's just a member.
Yeah, no, I saw that. No, we're gonna talk about the homie G baby later. And he'll probably, hey, he's already advertising. He's gonna come on here later. You know, he's the best at starting trouble. Let me get through these intros, man. My man Jay Stubbs, long time no see, brother. Happy to have you back. What's good?
What's up, man? That time of the year where everybody's doing mock drafts, and my only thing is I'm so ready for the draft because there's going to be so many rumors and it's going to drive us crazy, but we're here for it. Keep pounding.
Absolutely, man. This is a rumor season. This is when rumors, you know, you never know where they're coming from. If they're coming from the team, if it's coming from other teams trying to get them to think something, it's crazy, man. We gotta keep at alert with our BS meters and you know, cipher through what's real and what isn't real. White Chocolate, he's over there chilling, having a good ass time. How you feeling?
White Chocolate Espresso.
What's happening, bro? Long
Shit.
fucking work week. A long fucking day before the weekend. I'm drinking. What's happening?
Hot
Hey,
wings.
that's what's up. Hey, man, that's what you should do, man. Have a drink. Enjoy the C3 Panthers podcast. Anybody watching should have a drink. Enjoy the C3 Panthers podcast. And hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every single thing. For every single time that the C3 Panthers podcast goes live, man. It helps us be seen by more and more people. Gentlemen, we were kind of already talking about this before the show. Obviously, we're going to get into the combine and stuff. But there were rumors that the Panthers had reached out to I'm so stupid. To Aaron Rodgers to gauge interest in trading for Aaron Rodgers. A lot of fans didn't like this. Some fans are like, hey, give me Aaron Rodgers for a year or two and let's go win a championship. What side do you all fall on that? And then we'll get to some of these interviews and some of these clips. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Overrated, overpaid, and
Yes. There are some cons to this, but I mean, the only thing that would turn me on about it is if we can get he's a stud. I mean, we all know it. He's a stud. He is. You use that ninth pick becomes more flexible, I guess you could say. You could take a edge. You could trade back, get more picks for the picks that you gave up for Rodgers. I mean, it opens the door more. I would prefer to draft a quarterback or trade up and draft a quarterback, but
let's please, if you don't mind,
absolutely, go ahead.
Repeat again what it would cost us.
Well, what Colin
everything.
No, I mean what Colin Cowherd talked about, and I like Colin Cowherd. A second this year, so one of our seconds, a fourth this year, and a first round next year.
He ain't worth nowhere near that. Not
you
in
don't
my
think?
opinion. No, I don't. He's near 40 years
Come
old.
on now.
He's 40 years old. What's he going to bring you but an attitude and a disconnect in the locker room?
40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. That's what he.
You know he does not want to come here. You know that.
Yes, but let me ask you this: how many consecutive years has he complained about a player on the team, a head coach, or a coordinator, or play calling? When has he got up there and said, "I'm sorry, that's on me. I made an error of throw"?
How many
and
years
that's
have we gone with losing seasons?
I gotta agree.
How many times has he said that?
Right. I gotta agree with
He's
Pickle,
a diva.
man.
He's a diva. It's what he is.
I agree
Is a
with Pickle.
diva.
I don't touch Aaron
He
Rodgers.
doesn't really care about winning.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about getting another title. He wants what he's already said he wants. He wants to be MVP again. That's all he wants. If he gets MVP, he don't care for rat's ass whether we win or we lose.
I think
I
he
don't
cares
believe
about winning and losing, though.
Yeah.
I do.
He's
But
an athlete. He's an athlete. He's a competitor. He does care about winning. I mean, that's anybody.
But with Aaron Rodgers, I'm not touching him, man. Aaron Rodgers every year plays games, man. And we don't need a guy on our team that likes to play games. I mean, like right now, he could go ahead and tell Green Bay something. You know, he likes to play these games every year. I do believe that he does too much complaining about players and things. And then you got to understand, man, look, the generation too, man. Aaron Rodgers is going on 40. A lot of these guys are 20. I mean, guys in their 20s now are different than guys that were in their 20s 20 years ago. I mean, they're much more sensitive. We talked about that earlier. They're not going to want that dude in their locker room, man. Aaron Rodgers is a game player, man. If I'm Green Bay right now, just to wrap it up, man, I'm moving on. I'm going on to their new quarterback. I'm not sitting around waiting on this guy to see what he wants to do and play games, man. I mean, he's got to grow up at some point, man.
That's
How many
facts.
wins have we had in the last 4 years? How many quarterbacks have DJ had to deal with in the last 4 years? I think he might put up with
I'm not messing with Aaron
Did y'all
Rodgers.
watch? Did y'all watch him play last year, or am I tripping?
Did you see the receivers he played with last year?
Why waste your time for
Sammy Watkins.
DJ's sake? Why waste your time on Aaron Rodgers when you could use that and maybe trade up and get a better quarterback?
Yeah,
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yes.
Let me
Aaron
welcome.
Rodgers is a statue in a pocket. That's all he is.
Yeah.
Hold up, Pickle. Real quick. Let me welcome Mr. Trade the Farm for the #1 overall pick himself, representing the 4-man rush. It's the homie Monty Fetty. Monty, what's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing tonight,
What's up,
man?
Monty?
Chilling, dog. I see you took a break from writing your Bryce Young love letters to come and hang out with us, bro. I appreciate that.
Hey, I have one in the drafts for your ass as soon as we get off of this, just for you, Cody.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate that. Hey, at least you're
Monty,
thinking about me,
G
bro. I
baby
appreciate that.
appreciates you, brother. G baby appreciates you, brother.
Hey,
hold up.
Yeah, let me
Who writing Bryce Young love letters? Who is writing Bryce Young love letters?
Oh, Monty is.
bro,
Don't you know? Monty's writing Bryce Young love letters.
Y'all saw he had them shape ups on today.
Oh my goodness!
That boy had the platforms on, didn't he?
Right, he did. Yo, let me find that picture. Right quick, bro.
I'm about to say,
We
if I
gotta
have to write
find
a
that
love letter
picture.
every
Hey,
day
baby,
till the
you gotta
draft,
have
I will.
You got to have some balls. Go out there and wear them out there like that, too. You know, you just do.
Bro, let me find that picture right quick.
What did
Right.
Bryce Young do, man? What did he do?
No, he was wearing some 5-inch platform shoes, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to make
The biggest midsole of all time, bro.
bro.
Them thick sketches.
You said he had on the George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic boots.
Nah, he had them Kawhi Leonard.
Bro, so, hey, real quick, now that we got Monty and Kendall, what do y'all think about Aaron Rodgers being a Carolina Panther potentially?
Fuck no.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I mean, and I get that. Like, I don't even. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think he's a good fit for Carolina. I think he's a diva. He's 35 plus fucking years old.
39.
To me, it's more red flags to bring him in than there is to maybe compete for a year. It's like, nah, I'm good on Aaron Rodgers.
Well, Aaron Rodgers makes us the LA #2, meaning we're gonna go get a Super Bowl right now.
Thank you.
All right, damn.
Thank you.
If he's not competing for a Super Bowl in Green
We're gonna do the same thing LA did. We're gonna do the same thing Tampa did.
doubt it.
Meaning Tampa's gonna pull that checkbook out.
Hey,
We're gonna get those free agents.
Damn,
That's
like
crazy.
Hey, this is Bryce Young platform, bro.
I like
This
that.
Oh,
is
he got on the
What do
sneaker
you know,
skates.
me?
You know how
He
bright.
got on
Bro,
the sneaker skates.
Bro, he got them big time platforms.
Like
now,
those
bro.
not 20s, but them 10s though.
Yeah, they
Hey,
clean though.
I keep him
Hey,
clean
you know
though.
what? You know what? And with them shoes on, he's actually 6 foot.
Yeah, he's probably 6 foot, 6'1".
5'11" and a half.
But them shoes, he's almost as tall as Matt Corral. Hot damn, bro.
Oh.
Almost
Oh,
as
that
tall
bad.
as Matt Corral.
Hey man, he
Good-
got the
good for
shoes
him.
on that the kids used to wear with the skates in the back, so you can roll
The
with
Healy,
The
Healy.
it.
Oh, that shit's hilarious, bro.
Hey.
And shout out to Bryce, man. A lot of people think I don't like Bryce, Bro, that's not true, man. I think he's an elite processor of the football pre and post snap. I just think that it's reasonable to worry about him being what? I mean, they haven't done the official weigh-in for the quarterbacks yet, but he's probably gonna be like 195 pounds, man. And so it's okay to be concerned about him holding up to an NFL schedule. You're not doing your due diligence as a scout if you don't care about that. But that's just my opinion.
Hey,
man.
Cody. We need to bring, if we draft him, we need to bring what's his name back? The guy who was the steroid guy. What was his name? Ryan Vermeulen?
DeAndre Hopkins?
Oh, yeah, Ryan Vermeulen. Yo, shut up, Kevin. Go back to drinking, bro.
Hey, shout out to Khalil Wesley.
I said DeAndre Hopkins.
Shout out to Khalil Wesley. Hey, look, Cody, let me tell you something I just did real dumb over here. I'm over here trying to highlight the highlights, the chat.
You ain't on your show, bro. You ain't on hey, dude, no, I'm not gonna lie. Dude, when I was on the 704 Charlotte Bound show, I straight up was trying to do the same shit, bro.
I'm over here trying to highlight shit.
Yeah, I was trying to click on the comments and shit. Like,
but it ain't working.
Yeah, it ain't working for some reason. Damn. Hey, honestly, real talk, I wish I could delegate someone to highlight the comments like while I'm like doing other shit. But
hey, man, hey, Cody offering somebody a job. You better hop on it.
I mean, Streamyard don't even let you do that shit, even if I wanted to. So, whatever. Hey, man, I'm built for this, man. I'm podding right now. You know what I mean? Clicking comments, changing subjects. I fucking do this shit, bro.
Hard work.
Yeah, man, we do this shit. All right, so that was the last. I think everybody's done talking about Aaron. No, is there any last words on Aaron Rodgers? I know everybody's kind of ready to move on, but if you have a last word,
I do. You guys are tripping, bro. You guys
all right, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, y'all are tripping. 26-12 with some whack receivers in Green Bay, and our QBs, all three of them, 16-12 as far as.
Hey, let me tell you this real quick. If the majority is saying the same thing, then you're tripping, not us.
No, it's Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Not necessarily how that one works,
Nah.
That boy getting the playoffs, and he puts down his leg on it.
Here's the thing.
Let me ask
It
a
ain't happening,
serious
so it don't even matter.
Right, I agree. But let me ask you a serious question. If he was as good as you guys are saying, okay, with respect, because I have a different opinion. If he was that good, why would Green Bay get rid of him?
Because
it's time to. It's past time to. It's past time to, Pickle.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is a copycat league. Everybody's getting younger. Everybody's getting better talent. Everybody's getting better.
If you're Aaron Rodgers, why would you come here instead of going
Vegas?
Right.
Vegas,
because you'd have to face Patrick Mahomes
that way anyway.
No,
you'd have to
because
Aaron Rodgers isn't
Vegas ain't got no team
now. He's not getting you to the Super Bowl, bro.
Mahomes. So Aaron Rodgers is scared of a little competition, right?
No. Vegas don't have a team. They don't have a team.
Hold on. Aaron Rodgers isn't taking his team now to the Super Bowl. Why would we think that he's taking us to a Super Bowl? Like in
that man had home field advantage 3 times in a row and couldn't get there.
If this was 5 years ago, I would be on your side.
Yeah, no question, dog.
Right now. And
right now.
Yeah.
But by the way, if you listen, if you hold on, Pickle. If you listen to Josh McDaniels during the combine, even the Raiders are making it seem like they want to go the draft a quarterback route. Like they want to do the same thing. So to be honest with you, Aaron Rodgers doesn't really have that much of a market right now.
We ain't got no money, Cody.
Like Aaron Rodgers
doesn't. Cody.
Yeah, he don't even have that many options.
It makes sense, Cody. It only makes sense to draft your quarterback, stay younger, have better contracts. That's how you build an organization. That's
so
how you
why
build
don't y'all
a
want to
team.
draft a quarterback? Why don't y'all want to trade up for a quarterback then?
Let's get to it. Hey, we might as well.
If that's what we're talking about, why don't y'all want to draft?
Yeah. No, you're right, Monty. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Why would
Shout out, Carson.
Hold on. Let's talk about that number 1 overall pick, right? Who feels comfortable trading 3+ first-round picks to go up to number 1 to get Bryce Young?
I would.
Bryce Young. Hell no.
CJ Stroud, though, bro.
No.
Go ahead, Nick. One at a time. Hold up. I'm gonna have to get control of the action a little bit. Let's go to Nick first. Nick, tell me what you think, bro.
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down the board real quick, okay? All in favor of saying aye, just say aye real quick. Ready? Aye. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe.
So what?
Yo,
No,
you're
no
not
one's in
good at this
favor.
at all. Yo, you're not good at this at all.
Pickle said maybe.
Dude, like, so
My-
no one wants to do it because I could have sworn I heard somebody say, "Let's do it." Because I'm telling you right now, we
Hell
do that,
no.
we're insane. No way.
Maybe.
Hell no.
Maybe.
So I just
Maybe.
want to point out something that's kind of funny to me, right? So about a month ago, I did a poll on Twitter, and it had 873 votes, and it was lopsided as hell. The Panthers wanted to trade up for CJ Stroud. Y'all don't believe me? Look, I'll show you right here.
That's what I want, bro. I can't lie. I want him.
I think the highest we're gonna get is number 3, if we're being honest.
So look, I did this on February the 7th, and 71% said they wanted to trade up to number 1 for CJ Stroud.
Yep.
That's
Now,
because those people are the people in the moment, man.
Well,
They
but
don't
look-
evaluate shit.
I did the same poll today, and right now Bryce Young is leading with 55.5% of the vote. Isn't it crazy what a few days or a couple of weeks will change people's opinion?
That's gonna
That
be every
damn
day
much?
for the next month, bro.
Bro, that's crazy to me, man. So
Yeah.
look, what
Yeah.
I feel like Panther Nation is so thirsty for a quarterback. Y'all
Exactly.
don't even know what quarterback
care.
you want. They just
They
want
don't even
whatever
care.
quarterback. Like who do y'all really love in this draft? If you love that person, then have conviction for that person. I mean, I'm not feeling like, oh, let's move up for either Bryce, AR, or CJ Stroud. It's
I
like,
wanna-
no, man, pick one.
I want to know what do Cody? What do you like? I don't think anybody's ever asked you. What do you want Carolina to do?
I mean, if I'm okay, if this coaching staff has to have a quarterback, let them stay at 9 and pick from either Anthony Richardson or, God forbid, Will
Facts.
Levis. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
Hell
not
no,
really in
not
love
Will
with-
Levis.
I'm
Hell
not.
no.
I'm not.
Hang on, let me
Oh,
finish.
I'm not.
Let me finish.
Hold on. I'm not super in love with either one of them, but neither of them are going to cost first-round picks, and they have all the upside that you want in a quarterback prospect.
Okay, yes, you're right, but there's no guarantee, and I mean everybody knows this. There's no guarantee because you know how quarterback or how general managers are. They look at what happened with Zach Wilson. He threw one pass and everybody drooled over his ass. Anthony Richardson is going to do the same thing, and everyone's going to want Anthony Richardson. It's just, are they going to be there, and are we going to have to trade up? I believe that we are going to have to trade up to go get a quarterback.
But if
I
you
do
trade up, you're still looking at Levis or Richardson, and both of them are works in progress.
Right.
If nobody want to say y'all fooling yourself.
I don't think
And-
Will
and
Levis
you're
is.
right. You're right. You're right.
Depending on where
Will
you
Levis
trade.
is still he's a work in progress.
I don't
And
think Will
let me
Levis
just
is.
say one more thing.
Yes,
Let me just
he
say
is.
one more thing, and I'm done. I'm just say one more thing, and I'm done. I trust this coaching staff more than the rule regime. 100%.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if we
yeah,
were
yeah,
to get a
yeah,
Levis
yeah.
or we were to get a Richardson, I have
Facts,
more
facts.
faith in this system that we have now.
100% agree with you.
Y'all trust Frank Wright picking the right one?
Yeah.
No.
Say
but-
again.
That's why you got a team of coaches.
Right.
Yeah, but you know how he is, man. He has a type though.
Well, you got Federer, man. I think he'll do the right thing, man.
I think they will too.
I think a lot of these coaches are on there or in a prove it year, like where something's happened before, and now they're trying to show that they changed. Even our owner. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
let me.
I bet you Frank
Cody, let
wants
me-
Levis though.
Well, hold on,
Let me-
Twan. I'm
let
gonna
me
let
ask one-
I'm gonna let you.
ask one question about Levis, though.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm gonna
ask
let you. I'm gonna let you ask the question, but I want to give a little note real quick. I got a bunch of people that are trying to come in, and
Mhm.
right now Streamyard will let us have 10 people on
10.
at one time. So every once in a while, I might have to rotate some people in just so that I can get some other people involved that want to come on the show. But you don't even have to leave if you want to stick up on the background. If I do put you in the background, it'll only be momentarily. I just want to get some other people in so
It's all
that way
good.
they can be a part of it and shit. But
Cody,
yeah.
you don't even have to tell me. You can rotate me in and out. So
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Me
You the
too.
man,
I'll
bro.
hit
You the
all
man.
of
Me
you
too.
up in the chat if I need to get back in to say something.
No, you're good. Let me
ask my question about Levis.
Yeah.
And
Go
you
ahead.
can rotate me out.
Okay.
All right. So listen, I don't want everybody talking at once when I ask you all this question. Just answer the question. Name the two receivers that played with Kentucky with Levis.
Can't name one, bro.
De'Ami Brown and Dominic P.
Oh, you looked it up. You looked it up.
Bro. Like, bro, bro.
Nah, Monty would know.
Yo, let him finish. Let him finish.
Let me finish. Name a couple of guys that played in that line in front of him.
The offensive line or offensive?
The O-line.
The O-line.
Nah, the offensive line is trash.
Okay, so now we just said that, and then even the names that you name are not household names that you name.
Nah,
so check this out. So let me say this. A lot of guys want C.J. Stroud and all these big names that play around nothing but 5 stars. And you want to get down on the guy who had nothing in front of him, and you know what I'm saying, and say he's trash when he's showing the most ability because he played with what he had, and he still challenged those guys in the SEC. Stop the cap with Will Levis, man. That dude is a great quarterback. He had nothing to play with.
You
want to tell C.J. Stroud he's the greatest. Brian Young's the greatest. They played around nothing but talent. So when they get in the league and they play with a horrible team and look bad, you're going to wonder why. It's because they never played with sucky-ass players. I'm done. Mic drop.
All right. Hey, I hear you, man. Listen, I hear you. I just with all right, look. Hey, let me do this. So recently I suggested somebody join Twitter, and in a very short amount of time, this man has become infamous. And I feel like I knew that shit would, or like I knew he would, and I kind of feel responsible if I'm being honest. But whatever, man. I like people that share their bold opinions. You know him, you hate him, you love him.
Oh, it's got to be G-Baby.
G-Baby, what's good?
He got an intro now. He got an intro standing around and shit.
Why are you in a green screen room?
The minute.
I give everybody the intro, bro. I give everybody the intro.
No, we got to see the fit. We got to see the fit. That's why we got to see the fit.
I woke my black ass up at 3:55 this morning to go to work. Yeah. I clocked in at 4:30. I tweeted 5 minutes later. I put my phone down. 30 minutes later, I have 150 plus notifications, right? I'm thinking, all right, Twitter's got to be broken, or I'm connected to the works Wi-Fi, something. I put my shit back down like, all right, fuck it. 10 minutes later, I'm up to 200 plus notifications, right? I look at my fucking phone and oh shit, bruh. The shit talking has begun, bruh.
Bro, you got ratio, bro. On Twitter, they call that getting ratioed, bro. G-Baby, you got ratio, dog. That's what that was.
Bro, you got
I wasn't even talking shit. I was just speaking facts, bro.
Hey, G-Baby, it ain't safe for you to go to no more Panthers games, bro.
Bro, you was kind of talking shit, dog. You make it sound like Brian Burns is just some peon, bro. And like
Brian Burns is no better than Mario Addison. Go look at the stats, bro.
Hey, bro. You're not even talking football, bro. Like
I'm saying, it's like
Mario Addison best year. Mario Addison best year equivalent to Brian Burns. Cut it out.
Stats don't tell everything.
Bro, stats don't even support that argument. That's what I'm saying. Stats don't even support that argument.
Brian Burns is the king of almost got there, bro. And we've been saying that for 4+ years, and you guys are still talking about potential, and we're going on our 5th fucking year. Come on, bro.
What are you talking about potential, bro? That he's a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Everyone in here talks about Brian Burns could be this elite. Brian Burns ain't even elite, bro.
You're not even
Brian Burns is elite.
There were 5 defensive ends that had a better year than Brian Burns. So we're not even talking potential no more.
Exactly.
He's producing.
Brian Burns is elite.
Right? Yes, nigga. What you talking about? So what? They 5 defensive ends better than
Brian Burns is elite. So you're ready to offer Brian Burns?
He's not Mario Addison.
What
are you talking about? He's not close to Mario Addison either. So what the fuck is you talking about?
He's on the same level as Mario Addison.
Cut it out. Exactly, bro. And they're not even on the same level of defensive end.
Hey,
Like, you're not even
Mario
talking
Addison can
football.
stop the fucking run. Brian Burns don't even stop the run.
Cut it out.
One at a time, bro. One at a time.
Mario Addison learned to stop the run playing special teams. You know, every time you put a defensive end in Carolina on special teams as a gunner, people freak the fuck out. When we've had decades of defensive ends on special teams. I saw a video this week that showed Barno playing special teams the last few games of the season, and he looked like a stud. That's how you develop talent.
Exactly.
Mario Addison started on special teams, stayed on special teams until he had one opportunity, and he made the most of it. And that's why he was a starter.
No, but look, I mean,
Brian Burns was drafted in the first round. There's two different coordinations here.
So look, I mean, this is my thing. Like, if you don't want to make Brian Burns the highest paid, you're entitled to that opinion. But like to just assume that all these guys that just because they're running fast at the combine, like they're gonna compare in any way to Brian Burns, who has been the only real pass rushing threat on the Carolina Panthers for the past 4 years. Like, it's been him, and pretty much that's it, outside of 1 year of Hassan Reddick. So it's like, at some point, bro, we have to get Brian Burns more help. And also, if you're wanting to trade up to number 1 for Bryce Young and you want to put Brian Burns in that package, well, if he's not shit, why would the Bears want him? If it's not shit, why would the Bears want anything?
They're not getting picked and Burns. Nah, hell no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All the Bears wanted was a defensive end like Brian Burns. They just draft Will Anderson. Simple as can be.
My thing is, like, are you saying is G Baby looking at what teams in the past were willing to give up for Burns?
Bro, Brian Burns
There was
ain't
one
even
team. One team. Just one team.
That just nullifies G Baby. That nullifies your argument, man. G Baby, you didn't play football. It's no way. You just watch.
Twan. Let me put some fucking chapstick on for you.
This Brian Burns argument has got to die, man. I
will say this though: Brian Burns can't be the highest paid.
Hey, you can mix me out, Cody. You can mix me out.
Let me add Panthers Nation pod to the C3 Friday free for all. What's up, dude? Hey, Panthers Nation pod, you there?
PNP.
No, it's not even PNP, bro. All right, going once, going twice. You're out. Michael Weston. Michael, you there, bro?
Brian
I'm here,
Burns
man.
ain't even Charles Johnson. Brian Burns
I'm
ain't
here.
even my brother, bro. Brian Burns
I'm kind of
ain't even
disgusted at the conversation. Like, it's disgusting because he compared him to Mario Addison, and I never see Mario Addison have more than 10 sacks in his whole career, like ever.
This is the first year Brian Burns was Mario Addison a top 15 pick?
Mario Addison actually had a good defensive line that helped him get something. You can double Brian Burns. You can set motherfuckers on Brian Burns. You got anybody that can help stop Brian Burns. He's the only person coming. Who else is coming off the defensive line?
And look, if we talking about Brian Burns, a top 15 pick, Brian Burns is a top 15 defensive end at worst. So we can't even use that argument.
My only thing is, like, if we can get like a DJ Moore type of, like, I don't want to pay him the highest paid in the game, bro. I just don't want to do that.
He don't need that.
I'm just saying, man.
Come on.
Yeah, he ain't TJ Watt.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what they're talking about. That they're talking about that kind of money, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
I want to throw this out there. In 2016, Mario Addison 9.5 sacks. In 2017, y'all remember who was on the 2017 Carolina Panthers?
Julius
He had
Peppers.
11. He had 11 sacks. In 2018, he had 9 sacks. In 2019, he had 9.5 sacks.
That's why I started an argument, man. But what are we talking about, man?
It's not. And the guys behind him, too. The guys behind him, he had Shaq, Luke Kuechly, Tom Davis. He had a bunch of guys.
Yeah, he was in his late 20s, early 30s.
That man has Charles Latule, goddamn.
Kawan Short, Tantari Poe. Like, they had a bunch of guys.
Yeah, in 2019, he played linebacker. In 2019, he was linebacker. That's when we had that brief stunt where we were pretending we was a 3-4 under Rivera and Tepper's year there. You know what I'm
Look, we don't have any defensive ends, so there's no reason to get rid of Brian Burns. I'm just saying, like, we just can't. We got to be careful because we done gave McCaffrey a dumb contract. See how that worked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my point. I was trying to bring up on Twitter with G Baby. I'm not against re-signing him. Don't get me wrong, but listen. He's going to play this year on the 5th-year option. Hey, I'm not going to give him I wouldn't give him a contract this year. I would wait till next year. That way you still have your 5th-year option.
You definitely don't want to wait.
You still have your franchise tag.
He's going to be more expensive.
Well, then so be it. Look at it this way. If you give him a contract now, and all of a sudden he has a sharp downward spiral like we've seen before with players, then what you've accomplished? You just blew your entire cap on a player who's not committed.
You don't want to pay the man before he played a new defense.
If you wait, what's he going to cost you today compared to what you're going to cost you next year?
Yep. That's all with Shaq Thompson. Shaq Thompson got.
All right, let me time out. Let me go to Monty and then we'll go to Michael.
All right, so how I feel about not paying Brian Burns, which is why I think it's crazy to not pay Brian Burns. Brian, one to address what everybody else has been saying. He's the only real defensive end that you have. What's your alternative? To be honest, there's really no alternative in not paying him because we don't have a defensive 2. So to lose your defensive 1 of being afraid of paying him makes no sense. 1, 2. He is 24 years old, and the trend of Brian Burns, he's gotten better, not worse. So every year. So at 24 years old, he's getting a better defensive coordinator and likely a better staff around, a better staff and better defensive pieces around him. And y'all think that he's going to get worse by paying him?
And we're putting him in a 3-4. And the Panther fans forever have been shouting that he needs to be an outside linebacker in the 3-4. We're finally getting the chance to do it, and now we don't want to wrap him up. That's fucking crazy to me, bro. That's crazy to me, bro.
How much are we paying him? How much are we paying him?
I mean,
everybody was Bradley Chubb last year by the Dolphins. Bradley Chubb.
What's the alternative in not paying him? You say what are we gonna pay him? What's your alternative in not paying him?
How much? Who's the highest paid defensive end right now?
Bro, make no mistake about it. You either gonna have to go with the draft or you got to pay more money to get a better defensive end. So
who's the highest paid defensive end right now?
It's going to be Bosa.
The highest how much does he make?
Still have him for 2 more seasons. Bro. 3 actually, if to be honest with you.
Right, but like then he's even more expensive. The reason why I don't care, the reason I don't care about it is because we have contracts. Whoever the quarterback is going to be, unless it's Derek Carr, they're going to be on a rookie contract. Exactly. So that's the time when you have to load up on shit like that. That's why, since we're not paying big time quarterback money, I don't mind breaking off Brian Burns. And I don't mind breaking him off before it gets even more expensive next year. What if Brian Burns has 15 plus sacks this year?
You say that every year, Cody.
That number's going to go
crazy. Brian Burns, bro. Every year, I hear
he still could.
He had a great year, bro. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Look. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
I got Kendall. Man, what's up, Kendall?
All right, hey G baby. Hey, come closer to the camera. Cause I'm gonna smack the shit out of you if you say not give Brian Burns his money again. After like everybody said, Brian Burns is the only defensive threat we got.
Now? Are we trying to build a fucking franchise, bro?
Listen to what Cody just told you, man. We're going to draft our quarterback. So we got him on a 5-year deal already. So it's time to pay everybody else.
The only QB we should be going to get is Bryce fucking Young.
Yeah, but did you see? Did you hear what Frank Red said about Brian Burns and Derek Brown? He called them studs.
I know
he called them studs.
Hey, bro.
Come on, y'all.
I think we arguing about a bunch of stuff that don't even matter because the team, like bro said, bro, them niggas they finna break Burns off. We can sit here and be mad at it. Burns finna get a fucking bag, bro. So it's like
how much we mad about that.
bro.
And we're
He
better
deserves
with him than without him. We're better with him than without him.
and-
This is on
Damn
the
sure
And
are.
Cody, and Cody, to go off your point, every time I ask this question, it gets silent. What's the alternative in not paying Brian Burns?
Yeah, there's none.
What's the alternative in not paying?
You don't even
What?
what?
Answer to that question, you won't know the answer to the alternative to sign Brian Burns. You won't know that question to 2 years from now. Because if they don't sign him this year, they're going to put him on the press. They're going to have him this year for the fifth-year option. Next year, they're obviously going to put. If they don't sign him then, they're going to put the franchise tag on him. You don't know that option yet because the draft ain't come. The draft ain't
Pickle,
happened.
they better extend him, Pickle. They better extend him.
Now,
It is cheaper to extend them now, no doubt about that.
Yeah, they better extend him.
Well, wait, let me ask Pickle a question. But Pickle, like knowing that we also don't have a defensive end too,
or
like
money.
we don't know who that guy is going to be. And by the way, I also know, Pickle, that you're not saying trade Burns, but like if you don't make him happy right now, it makes building our defensive line even harder than it is. Like we're just a couple pieces away from, I feel, having a dominant defensive line.
That's a lot.
We just need to add some more firepower, and we'll be off and rolling, man. Like that's what I think.
Give him a Bradley Chubb style contract.
But
That's
is it
who
really
just-
kind
that
of
was the last guys? That's
Bradley,
the last
I don't
guys
think.
that-
No. I don't think it'll take
Brian
that.
Burns will likely cost you more because he has a better. If I remember correctly, and I may be wrong, but I believe Brian Burns has better stats than Bradley Chubb.
how much did Bradley get paid?
So why would
He, on November?
I think the highest. Cody, I think the highest was yeah. I think
that's not
38
the
million a year was the highest. Was the highest defensive edge rusher.
And that was TJ Watt.
TJ Watts.
Yeah, it was 38
is the
million to
highest
change.
paid, followed
Yeah.
by Bosa.
But like, do we
Myles
really
Garrett,
think?
Khalil Mack?
Do
and
we
Nick
really
Crawford.
think? Like, do we really think that Brian Burns
Yes.
is going to demand
Yes.
No,
TJ
no,
Watt money?
no.
No, he's not. No, he's
He
not.
falls between. He falls
I bet he
between
does.
21. He falls between 21 and 26, somewhere like that.
If we can get it for
Somewhere
21, I'm
like
cool
that.
with it. But
Between
I'll
21
take it.
26 mil.
Yeah,
That's where
but
he's
it
at.
ain't gonna be no
But that's why
21
it
though.
doesn't bother me to pay him, because
Somewhere between 21 26 mil.
you're not going to pay him the highest. You're going to
Yeah.
break him off right
Is
now.
that Bradley
Yeah.
Chubb this year? Bradley Chubb,
Yeah.
or no, I'm excuse me, next year, this coming season, Bradley Chubb's going to make $22 million.
Yeah.
That's his cap
So
hit.
paying this man 24 will not hurt.
Yeah.
Edge
yeah,
rushers
yeah,
was between 18 to 40 mil.
So we'll probably give him like 25 million a year.
But even TJ Watts, this coming year, he'll make 29 million.
Hey guys, real quick, let me take care of some business right quick. $49 people watching. 57 thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. I appreciate y'all joining the show. Listen, we can talk more about Brian Burns, but everybody wants to talk about this number one overall pick. Based on what y'all have seen from the combine, what player has impressed you the most so far? You can name
CJ.
a quarterback. You can name a defensive tackle. You
CJ
can name
for
whatever
sure.
position you want. So go on.
CJ.
All right, why?
Because not only I haven't seen him throw, but I've been watching CJ ever since he came in Ohio State. The thing about CJ is he said one thing that he does very, very well, and that is ball placement. If you watch his film and you watch his games, those receivers, they never had to stop. They never had to slow down. That's why when my man earlier was talking about the receivers that Will Levis had, he's right. But the ball placement with C.J. Stroud on all his film is right there during their stride. They don't have to go. They're just right there so they can catch and keep moving. And that is something that is not usually for quarterbacks in the college level unless their name was Joe Burrow to actually hit the ball.
Now, Mike loves C.J. Stroud now. Y'all get that.
Because,
and he's quicker than you think. His game is
okay, look, I understand people say he's not better than Bryce, but I feel like Bryce gonna get hit one time and turn a tour and have 3 concussions in the same year. He's smaller than Kyler Murray.
6'5" to be a no-brainer.
Hey, let's listen to CJ Stroud talk about some of his influences. This is via Sheena Marie on Twitter.
It's been a dream come true, man. Got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But that's something that I was put into me at an early age, was my foundation in Christ, and that's something that I was inspired by other athletes growing up, and I want other kids to be inspired by me, not only just on the field, but how I carry myself off the field, because I think that's very important. The platform I have and the influence that I have on the world is something that I take really seriously, and I want to be responsible while doing that, and I want to be effective in my community, and I want people to look at me as a role model. So that's one of the reasons why I do that.
He damn sure sounds like a franchise quarterback, man.
And he going to the Bible Belt, and he loves God.
Hey, Mike, you all right, Mike?
You goddamn right, I'm all right. That's my guy.
Mike?
Go get him. Go get
I
him.
know that's your guy.
Let's get him.
You show CJ Stroud he having hot flashes. You all right, Mike?
Don't get choked out now over the.
Hey,
Look,
man,
he loves CJ Stroud now.
I get it, man. Hey, let me real quick. Let me welcome Ian to the stream. Ian, what's up, dog?
What up? What up? What up?
What up? So yeah, I mean, y'all talk about CJ Stroud for a minute, and periodically I'll pull up some more clips from these quarterbacks. Why y'all want CJ, man?
What? Will Levis, to me, would be the second pick. It wouldn't even be Bryce Young. Because as your man pointed out earlier, let me tell you why before, and I'm going to say this. Like he said earlier, that man had no offensive line. That man had no receiver weapons. That man didn't even have a running back. That man had no help at all while he was in Kentucky.
Yeah,
and that's different.
Bro.
And he's a Frank White prototype.
Okay, so
he had so, he had so good of players around him that none of them are being drafted in the top 5 rounds.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
One at a time. Go ahead, Ian.
Not one of those guys is being drafted.
Why didn't he do anything at Penn State when he had all of those things? When he had offensive linemen, when he had wide receivers, when he had running backs. Oh yeah, he couldn't beat out Sean Clifford because he's not a good quarterback. Like let's just stop it right there. His output in Penn State is the same that it was in Kentucky, and it's not because of the pieces around him. It's because he's not a good quarterback, and he doesn't.
Okay, let me rebuttal that when he's done. Let me get him real quick.
Please do that.
So you bringing up that Penn State shit, right? The fact is that if you saying why he didn't do that at Penn State, that's Penn State. So whatever happened there, he went on to Kentucky. Kentucky has less talent than Penn State. So he went to less talent and played better against the SEC. And you're holding Penn State over his head?
He didn't play better.
But listen to this guy.
Yards rushing, bro.
Why he didn't burn up? He didn't burn the world up in Kentucky.
We just explained to y'all.
You can't be an athlete if you can't get more than negative fucking. Come on, bro.
Man, he played for Kentucky.
Are you going to use that?
What?
Go ahead, Pickle.
He took a sack 30% of the time he was pressured. That is ridiculous.
Somebody please remind me again of
that Carolina boy.
That tells me that you can't evade pressure.
Pocket awareness than Will Levis.
That's cap. You just saying that dumb shit. No, Will Greer.
Come on, Pat. Come on, Pickle. Come on, Pickle. Did you just say Will Greer?
He said Will Greer. That's crazy.
He said Will Greer.
I said it and I meant that.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
One at a time. We got everybody talking over each other.
In college, that Will Levis does in college.
Will Greer got to get the CDLs, bro.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's still I mean, okay, let's be honest. If you put Cody a few months ago, you mentioned a little phrase. Put Matt Corral in Alabama and put Bryce Young. I don't forgot now. Where Bryce Young. Anyway, switch them to around. Matt Corral's
The
going to
boy
look
was
good.
turned off
Why?
mid-sentence.
Because he's around better talent. There's no disrespect
So
against Young at all. But the point of the matter is, how many times are you going to say, well, he didn't have this and he didn't have that? So what?
And
college players come out of the draft day in, day out.
There is no so what.
Wait. Let me get this one. Let me get this one. Let me get this one.
It is
So
no
I got
so
a
what.
question.
You have the best players around you. It's no so what.
So what about Josh Allen?
Time out. Let Michael respond. Let Michael.
So what about Josh Allen when he was in Wyoming? Y'all cannot lie and say any one of you thought he was going to be what he is today.
None of them.
Because
What has Josh Allen done in the NFL today, bro?
Hold up.
Say what?
What has Josh Allen done in the NFL today, bro?
Every single
Come on,
quarterback,
bro.
every single quarterback that's going
Let
to come
me
out of any
let me answer that.
whoa. Big and heavy is automatically going to be
Look,
Let me answer that question.
I agree with you that production shouldn't be the reason why you draft a player. Like production in college should not be the reason why you draft.
No.
That's
right.
Schemes are different, players are different.
That's right.
The difference in talent is immense in college.
Night and day.
However,
night and day.
When you put on the tape,
That's been ever better, bro.
when you put on the tape, Will Levis is not a good quarterback. He cannot pick up pressure. He
All you
cannot
gotta do
read
is
the
put on a
defense.
game, bro. Pick any game this year. Just one game, bro.
Man, he
any
had the
game
worst.
this fucking year,
He had
bro.
the worst
And
line.
watch it,
Listen.
bro.
Look,
So he
come
had.
on, bro.
I just looked it up.
It's okay.
It's stats don't lie. He had one of the worst lines in the SEC. One of
That's
the worst.
fine. That's fine.
But he's still a work in progress, Twan.
If you don't have nobody blocking for you,
He's still a work in progress, though, Twan.
Wait. Let me say this. Let me say this.
Talk. God damn it. So let me fucking talk.
Hey, look, as good as Cam Newton was, he couldn't keep those motherfuckers off of him because Carolina never put a line around.
All right, one at a time. Hey,
Cam Newton takes sacks.
Hold on.
Your offensive lines don't matter.
All right, look.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Listen. I'm gonna start muting people. If y'all keep talking, y'all have to let people get their points out. Then you can go.
Yeah,
let you
me
finish,
talk.
and then we'll bounce it around. But go ahead, Ian.
The fact that he had an offensive bad offensive line is out of his control. But what is in his control is not taking 30% of those pressures as sacks, right? Like Anthony Richardson had a bad offensive line. He only took 9% of his pressures into sacks. The reason being is because Anthony Richardson actually has pocket awareness. Will Levis doesn't. Those are things that show up on tape that will translate into the NFL, whether you have a good offensive line in the NFL or not. If you do not have good pocket presence, you don't have good pocket presence. He's had 5 years to figure out how to navigate a pocket in college. Never learned how to do it. I'm sorry, but if you can't develop in 5 years, if you can't play well at Penn State to beat out a guy who won't even be drafted, and then you can't play well at Kentucky, and every chance that you get to show that you are supposed to be that guy, you fall short.
Talk that talk.
Don't bring him to my team.
He's proving my point. He just said for a guy who's not going to get drafted, but Will Levis is.
Right, but Sean Clifford isn't.
But
right?
Will Levis is going
beat
top
out
10.
Sean Clifford.
I'm gonna give you.
Going top 10, so maybe he shouldn't have been beat out by that guy.
I'm gonna give you all of that. That's some good facts you pointed out. I'm gonna give you all of that.
Will Levis is going top 10.
You got Kentucky and now he's a high draft pick.
Let's be real. Last year you said we was going to draft Kenny Pickett. We didn't. You also said Bailey Zappi was never going to be drafted. He was. Let's back up a little bit.
Man, Bailey Zappi sucks.
There's no guarantee Will Levis is going top 10. I remember a draft when they said the best quarterback in the NFL will go in the top 5. Or the best quarterback in that whole draft will go top 5. He didn't go to the second round, and we was the dumbasses that drafted him.
Well, guess what?
Jimmy Clausen?
The winningest coach in the NFL right now drafted Kenny Pickett. So sorry if I don't believe in Tomlin and what he went out there and picked up. He's going to be his starting quarterback next year. He already announced it. Sorry about that. Bailey Zappi is some bullshit.
And Kenny Pickett going to get Mike Tomlin fired. Bailey Pickett going to get Mike Tomlin fired.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is, Twan.
Look, hang on.
Yes, he
Hey,
is.
time out. Let me welcome Panthers Nation Pod. You there, bro?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's up, dude?
Nothing much.
Yeah, man, join in on this
Boy,
conversation.
you'll get copyright
man. Join in
infringement,
on
boy.
this.
Oh yeah, I got some
listen,
crazy takes.
Yeah, man, we're talking. And by the way, before you go, we got a bunch of people trying to come in. Streamyard only lets us have 12 people. So if you're sitting in the back for a minute, I see you. I promise. We gotta rotate people in and out so we can make room for people to come in. But Panthers Pod. Go ahead, bro.
Can you repeat some of that? Because it shut off a little bit.
No, just that we have people that are trying to rotate in and out. It only lets us hold a certain number of people in the background and to have on the show at the same time. So periodically, I'm going to rotate people in and out of the background to be a part of the show. To everybody waiting, I see you out there. I see you. So go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say that I don't see a reason why we should be taking a QB in the first round anyway.
Damn. All right.
We go with this Corral shit.
Let's go. I mean,
Give me a reason. Give me a reason. Yeah, give me a reason.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Hendon Hooker.
I was actually more of a Sammy D fan, actually.
Oh
my
God.
Okay, you can rotate him out. You can rotate him out.
Boy, go jump on your ass.
Sam Darnold got a fan, yo.
I want to hear this shit. Why?
Yeah.
He was way better this year, and he's been a lot better this year.
Pause. How many games did he play this year?
He went 4-2 this year.
Yeah, so he was injured again all of the season again.
Quarterback wins are not a stat. Quarterback wins are not a stat.
And let's be real. Let's be very authentic here.
He wasn't hurt.
If he's not hurt, he's throwing interceptions. True or false?
He did not throw
Mike, he's only
an
been hurt,
interception
Mike,
till week 17.
every year that he's been in the league. He's only been hurt every year
Every
he's been in the
year.
league.
One year it was
He wasn't
mono.
hurt this year.
Sam Darnold
He
must be
was hurt
sitting
this year.
out.
Was he not hurt in the season?
Sam Darnold must be
That's
sitting
why
out.
he was 4-2, because he didn't play half the season.
High
He
ankle
threw
sprain.
3 interceptions in his 6 starts.
Okay, that's because we ran the ball nonstop. If you're protecting your quarterback because you know he's gonna throw in INTs, so we running the ball 40 times a fucking game.
And the only
It's
reason why
hard to
he
throw
got an
interceptions if
interception
you
was
handed it
because
off.
his O-line decided to break on week 17.
Oh my God, you people! Really? You're going to talk about we ran the ball because we were afraid Sam Darnold was going to throw an interception. This the same damn crowd who wants Will Levis. Do you realize how many picks Will Levis threw? That guy has as much pocket. You know what? My puppy dog has more pocket awareness than Will Levis got.
All right. No, we won CJ Stroud. Let's clear the air. We won CJ Stroud.
Let's
do things
go back
be
to
true.
the Sam Darnold thing. Sam Darnold was not asked to do anything until the Tampa Bay game where things were on the line. And what did he do? He took a
Had a great
perfectly
game.
open touchdown and he threw an interception. Right?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
He fumbled too, didn't he?
He
350
fumbled
yards.
as well. Well, when you have when you score touchdowns in garbage time, it doesn't really matter. It matters when the game is on the line and you need to make a play, and he gives the ball to the other team so that they can get a 2-score lead on us. What does that say? It says that he's not.
We were running the ball and we were winning. When
I'm
he
cool
made
with Sam as
Sam
a backup,
Darnold go
though.
head to head with Tom Brady, it was
We
a
weren't
wrap.
running the ball good. We weren't
I'm cool with
running the
Sam
ball
as a
good at all in
backup.
that game.
Yeah, that was
I'm cool with him as
Sam
a
as a
backup.
backup. Oh, yeah, whatever.
Sam can be cool as a
We seen
backup.
enough of Sam Darnold. We seen enough of Sam Darnold. That
Oh,
show
he
is
can sit his
over.
ass on the bench.
Yeah, he can be a good backup though, man. I'll take him.
I said
He's going to be starting week 1.
I would rather sign Sam Darnold to a 5-year contract than
Hell no, bro.
Thank you.
round in this draft.
Here's the thing, it's built different.
Okay, I got a question. Do anybody know how many interceptions Josh Allen threw his last year in college? Do anybody know how many interceptions Josh Allen threw his last year in college?
A lot.
I believe 14. I believe
More than Will
14. I believe
More than Will
was it
Levis.
14?
A
I
lot.
thought the number was 14.
Yeah, let's break this down. Josh Allen took his team to the playoffs and almost dethroned Patrick Mahomes that did not get back on the field. And all he had was Stephon Diggs. Let's not act like that man got a running game. Let's not act like that man got a bunch of shit going.
Nice, bro.
No, Buffalo loaded.
And so he had Stephon Diggs, and him and Stephon Diggs took them all the way to the playoffs to the AFC Championship. I'm here to tell you, college film don't say everything.
And Josh Allen is not. Will Levis is not Josh Allen.
You don't know that. You're not psychic. We didn't know Josh Allen was going to be Josh Allen. I guess you knew Patrick Mahomes was going to be the best thing to happen to football, too. Did you think? You're not Andy Reid.
If you didn't know Josh Allen was going to be Josh Allen, then you're just not paying attention to college football. Like Josh Allen.
Oh, I felt he was going to be good. I really did. But all the experts, they said Josh Rosen.
Bro, you sound like Deion Sanders, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Coach Prime.
Hey, let me ask Cody. Hey, Cody, let me ask you a question.
There is a difference when you are 21 years old and you're throwing interceptions in college, and you go into the NFL. Your first season, not good at all. Right? You're running around with your head cut off. It's just not a really good look. But you have time to develop. And being 24, 25 years old, already having 5 years of college time to develop, where you didn't show any improvements, like those.
He's the same age as Brian Burns.
I got a question. Did Brian Dable coach at Wyoming with Josh Allen? Because I didn't see Brian Dable there. Because if you look this year, Josh Allen threw the most red zone interceptions without Brian Dable. If you do the research. So what I'm saying is coaching is everything too. We acting like we have no coaching staff. Do you see what we loaded up on?
But you have to be coachable. That's the thing, right? So you have to see prospects who do.
Who's not coachable? Who do you say is not coachable?
Will Levis. He hasn't developed anything in 5 years.
So listen,
he hasn't developed any. He has gotten worse almost every year in 5 years. Like he's not coachable. Like the traits that you look for in raw quarterbacks, right? So for the quarterback that is NFL ready, that's Bryce Young, right? He is NFL ready.
Who's the number one quarterback then? Who's the number one quarterback?
Wait, let him finish.
Yeah, let me finish. CJ's not really NFL ready yet, and that's okay, right? But he will be eventually. I mean, let's just look at most quarterbacks who come into the NFL are not ready for the NFL, right? Josh Allen was not good in his first year. Patrick Mahomes sat. Lamar Jackson sat. Jalen Hurts sat.
Josh Allen wasn't good in his first 3 years.
That boy Cam Newton didn't sit.
Joe Burrow was not good in his first year. Trevor Lawrence was not good in his first year.
You're making my point.
Wait, pause. Don't you disrespect Joe Burrow like that ever again. That man got hurt his first year. He was doing his thing. So was Deshaun Watson.
He wasn't outside of the games that he played against Cleveland that year. He wasn't that good. And that's just the transition to go into the NFL, right? It's okay that CJ's not going to be NFL ready week 1. That's okay. You can still start him, but there's going to be a lot of rookie mistakes that happen where a lot of the fans are going to be like, oh man, this man is trash because he's throwing 17 interceptions in a year, right? You have to have patience. That's just one of the things there, right? But if you're not going to be NFL ready going into the NFL, the things that you have to look at for quarterbacks is how fast can they diagnose problems and fix it, right? So CJ Stroud has been very good at diagnosing problems in his game and fixing them, right? Him in the beginning of the year versus Georgia, two completely different quarterbacks because he has fixed those things and he's gotten better. If you look at Anthony Richardson, beginning of the year, terrible. At the end of the year, he has fixed a lot of those things and he's getting a lot better.
I still think he's still terrible, bro.
I don't agree with that. He did not get substantially better. He didn't.
Whoa. Cody, let me
Who's your QB1, bro?
In his first 6 games, Anthony Richardson had 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. In his last 6 games against Georgia and other SEC opponents, he had 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. His growth in year, right? This is his first year starting, is phenomenal. Like we can't take that away. Is he still raw?
Okay, that is good shit. I didn't know that. That's good shit.
Right. So those are the things that you have to look at for quarterbacks. Will Levis has been the opposite. He's either stayed flatline or he's gotten worse. That doesn't say this guy can be developed really well, especially when he's a lot older than the other prospect.
Listen, I'm just saying.
Hey, Twan, hold on. Let me pause you real quick.
Go ahead, Cody.
First, let me send a big shout out to Easy Crepe for becoming a brand new member of the C3 Panthers Podcast. We appreciate you for $1.99 a month. You get custom badges and emojis. Be it in the show, be a part of the C3 Nation. And then again, apologies to everyone having to rotate people in and out of the show. I got YBit Jordan jumping on. Jordan, what's up, bro?
Y'all already know what time it is because I heard some lying. I'm hearing some lying. Who's the guy with the cam on, the white guy?
You.
He
said the white guy.
No, I don't know his name.
That's who I am. That's fine.
No, I don't say that because I didn't know his name. You were speaking facts, bro. Me and you on the same team.
And then hold on. Wait, hold that thought, Jordan.
You know why Big Jordan don't like Levis?
Wait, hold on, Twan. Let me also welcome my good friend Anthony Pecorello. Anthony, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Anthony finally got on.
What is
it's about time, Anthony? God damn it!
I've been trying to hop on this bitch for about an hour.
I know, dude. I'm telling you, dude. The Friday free for all is jumping, man. We always have so many people coming on. It's hard to manage, but I'm happy you finally got to get on, Anthony. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? I gotta say, I'm on Ian and YBJ. I don't like Will Levis at all. I really don't. And it's that time. You got to trade up for Bryce or CJ Stroud. These are the crop of the crop, baby. These are the dudes. These are the dudes.
So, well, hold on. So, with that said,
that's my guy right there.
No, hold on. We're gonna continue to talk about these quarterbacks. But if you've
none of y'all watched no Kentucky game.
If you've had your ear to the ground, then everybody is saying that this young man right here, Anthony Richardson, has been the most impressive in interviews thus far at the combine.
He's going to shoot the board too, Cody, after the combine.
This is Anthony Richardson on being. Hold up. This is Anthony Richardson on being a quote unquote project quarterback.
Project label. What do you think you bring a team right now?
I don't even know what that means, project label. But I'm willing to bring anything, everything that they need from me. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna be dedicated to my craft. I'm just be a leader in that organization. So just grow and continue to grow.
Oh, he got a deep ass voice, don't he?
Yeah.
You know what I think? If I may, I've said it before. I think the top 2 quarterbacks are going to be Stroud and Young. Here's what I think. Because a lot of people are falling in love with Anthony Richardson at the interview process. When he goes out and lines up, because he's doing all the workouts. When he does workouts, I think he's going to explode off of it. And I think it wouldn't shock me for Anthony Richardson to be the second quarterback off the board.
Won't shock me either.
I think the same thing.
And I think
I really do.
Young or Stroud, one will be available with the 3rd pick.
We
should be,
and that's why we trade up.
Now, in my opinion, if our coaches and staff, one quarterback and say that's the one I want, they need to trade with the Bears and get the guy they want. But If they say, well, we like all three of these guys,
Yeah.
and we can see all three of these in there, then fine, trade to the number 3.
I like all
That's
three
all
of them.
right.
So
But what would it take to get up? What would it take to get to the number 1 overall pick?
It don't matter to me.
You're not getting to the number 1
I've
pick.
asked the same thing.
You're not getting to the number 1 pick.
I've asked the
At
same
least
thing
3 first-round picks.
I've told Anthony the same thing before. What's the difference between 3 and 1?
You control the draft at
3
1.
and 1.
No, it's
Then
not.
yourself-
Hold up.
That's a big difference, my guy.
Talking. Yeah, I ain't holding up till I get done talking. If you're drafting number 1, you get your pick of who you want. If you're drafting
not going
number
to be able to get
3,
number 1.
you're taking the other 2 guys left over.
You're not going to be able to get to number 1.
Why not?
Because Chicago wants either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. They're not going to be able
Chicago
to
being stupid.
I agree. And by the way,
the way it looks, he might be there.
wait, hold on. Let me jump in here. Let me jump in here. I named the title of the show today. The Carolina Panthers will not trade up to number 1. And the reason why I did that is exactly the reason that Ian just said. If you're the Bears, you don't even get the consolation prize of Jalen Carter and Will Anderson if you drop down to number 9. Like, they're going to want a premium player in the first round this year. I don't think they're going to get that type of guy at number 9. That being said, hold on, Pickle, one more thing. That being said, a lot of people are saying, all right, trade up to number 3 for Anthony Richardson.
3. Yes. Yeah.
But is that also a little bit expensive for only a 1-year starter? Only a 1-year starter, and he has a 53.8% completion percent.
You don't have to trade at all.
Will not be there at 3. Anthony Richardson.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Number 1 overall in the draft.
Hell no,
I agree.
Indianapolis is going to trade up to 1. Stenchen is in love with Anthony Richardson.
It makes sense.
Stenchen worked side by side with Brian Johnson, who was the quarterbacks coach at Florida. He was the quarterbacks coach at Florida that convinced Anthony Richardson to go to Florida instead of going elsewhere. So Stenchen has extensive knowledge of who Anthony Richardson is as a person and as a quarterback and where they can develop. Right. Stenchen also developed Jalen Hurts. Right. So this isn't the first, and he helped develop Herbert as well. This isn't the first time. So you're going to see the Colts trade up to 1. They're going to get Anthony Richardson. You're going to see Houston go with Bryce Young because Bryce Young is it just fits what they want to do offensively in that San Francisco type of West Coast offense that they're running. And then 2, CJ Stroud's agent is the same agent as Deshaun Watson. Yep. And that's just not going to work out there.
What's your name, bro?
I don't remember what his name is.
That's your name.
My name is Ian.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
Hey, you know, fans unite and hate sometimes. No.
We're gonna get on you.
Real right here. Listen to this real quick, man. Just a quick point with what he said. Listen, one thing we know about the draft every year, that shit never goes the way you think it's going.
Exactly.
So all these predictions, y'all. I'm not disrespecting nobody when I say with the predictions are never right. These teams
Nobody saw J.C. Horn.
I'm telling you right now, y'all think Anthony Richardson going high? I think they doing this Anthony Richardson shit as a smoke string because nobody's gonna go up that high for a project right now, man. And yes, he can be trained, but listen, that Anthony Richardson shit is going to be used as a smoke string. I don't want Levis. I just said Levis can be good. That ain't my first pick.
Who was your first pick then? Because last time you said you wanted to Levis.
Obviously CJ Stroud, but I don't think we're gonna get him. But second, I would like to go. See, really, in a perfect world, I already told Pickle this. I go after Pickle's quarterback of Tennessee, man, Hooker. We ain't got to trade up for him.
Not at 9.
But y'all concerned about his age and all that dumb shit.
I'll play it, Pickle. Hold on.
Okay, so
Don't go to his age. I'll burn everybody on this board.
Hey,
Hendon Hooker played in a elementary school offense that is not at all transferable to the NFL.
All right, Pickle, we'll have it. We'll play it first. We'll play it first. Yeah, I'll play the video.
run that Pop Warner.
Hold up.
But Cody, you got to play that Will Levis. You got to play that Will Levis interview too. If you're gonna play Anthony,
Nah, don't play that Will Levis shit.
Play Will Levis shit too.
No, hold
Nah,
up.
we good. That man trash.
I mean, Anthony Richardson didn't say shit.
What?
I don't know what that is.
Anthony
You do know what the
Richardson
fuck
Tennessee, Anthony Richardson versus Tennessee, and Will Levis versus Tennessee.
All right, time out. Everybody's talking about the. Hold on. Everybody's talking about the gimmicky offense that Hendon Hooker ran. They asked him about it. This is what Hendon Hooker's response was.
Not in the NFL.
So my job is getting the ball. And yeah. Okay, yeah. So a lot of these questions about one-sided reads and stuff, we have pure progression routes. It's not my fault. My first read is getting open. But we have, pre-snap looks, 1 high, 2 high, which side, double footwork combo. We have pure progression with an alert, with an option. So any of these questions, they're cool and all, but if you really dig into our offense and actually watch the film, then you would understand. It's elevated to a whole other level, and how fast that we're going. I have to process a lot of information at the same time and communicate with everyone.
Bro, he even threw some shade on him. He said you would know that if you were watching film.
Right.
If
you don't know football, your first read is the open guy.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not his fault. And the quarterback. Let me talk, Pickle.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault if his receivers are getting open. That's who he should throw it to.
But listen, it's not
transferable to the NFL.
Wait. Again, let me say this, man. Just because a quarterback plays in a spread offense, it does not mean that is the only offense that he can play in.
Exactly.
That was the offense that they made him run. That's why the same way I never hold the spread against Matt Corral at Ole Miss. Like, just because that's what he was asked to do. Do you know how many damn good quarterbacks have come out of spread offenses? A lot of them. So this is not some determining factor on whether or not he's actually going to be successful in the NFL. I'm sorry.
But Cody,
it's not
4 interceptions in 2 years. I don't give a damn what system you go with. 4 interceptions in 2 years.
There's a counterpoint to that, though. It's like,
go ahead, Jordan.
If you let's say you're a scout, let's say you Scott Fitterer, and you got the 9th pick. First of all, you're not taking him at 9.
Right, not 9.
I've never said that.
Hell no.
Look, if you're Scott Fitterer, because you can't really blame him for his receivers getting wide open. But if you on the same token, what does that show? What does that show? How does that translate to the NFL? And there's so many incompletes, so many questions that's left because his receivers are wide open.
Did you just use that argument?
No.
Did you use that argument as we just talked about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud?
I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking.
Everybody let Jordan finish talking. Everybody's got to let everybody finish talking.
Bro, it's like you're guessing if he can do those things or not. And if you add on the fact that he's 25, putting off a torn ACL, I still think he's a better value than Will Levis at 9. I'd rather take Hendon Hooker in the second. But you are literally filling out the rest of the stuff with guesses. So you can't blame him for being that offense, but that offense also is a negative when it comes to translate to the NFL. There's so much to guess with Hendon Hooker, bro.
Do you think his offense being simple is negating to like Joe Burrow having like the best wide receiver trio in all of football?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The reason why I said that because
Hendon Hooker's offense, all you're gonna see is bullet passes and deep balls. That's all you're gonna see, bro.
Patrick Mahomes had the same offense.
He's not
lying. He didn't.
Yes, he did.
You know he's not lying.
Texas Tech ran the same offense.
Whoa, hold up. Time out. Nobody's saying
Texas Tech.
Nobody's saying that Hendon Hooker cannot develop into an NFL quarterback and that the scheme is the end-all be-all. The thing is when you are 26 years old,
No,
coming off.
He's 25.
He's going to be. He's going to be 26 years old. He's going to be 26 years old.
I'm going down the wrong road, bro.
He's gonna die before he's 26. Pickle. He's gonna die before he's 26, or is he going to be 26 at some point?
It's because you're uneducated.
He's a year and a half older.
No,
than me,
I'm not uneducated.
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down.
He's not 8 months older. He's a year and a half older. He's a year and a half older.
He's a year and a half older. And besides that, he's coming off of a torn ACL. He's not going to be starting right away anyways. Pickle, let me talk.
Pickle,
Hold on, everybody chill out. Chill out.
How old was Joe Burrow when he was drafted?
He's not Joe Burrow. That's what you're not.
How old was Joe Burrow when he was drafted? I'm not saying he is. I'm just asking the question. How old was Joe Burrow when he was drafted?
Don't matter. He's not
Joe Burrow played already.
Say what?
When you say he's not Joe Burrow,
he's definitely not Joe Burrow.
You've already seen how Joe Burrow's played in the NFL already.
He started playing in college too.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
He didn't play well his first year.
I'm about to mute fucking everybody. If y'all don't listen, get in control of this shit. Look, one at a time. I want to get some more people involved in this discussion as well. I'm gonna let Ian finish his thought. And then I'm going to open it up for reasonable discussions. Go ahead, Ian.
One at a time.
So Hendon Hooker is coming off of a torn ACL. He's not going to play most of anything this year, anyways, right? And while he's rehabbing, he is not going to be in a offense trying to learn how the offense works. It's just not. He's going to be working on rehabbing, right? So now you're talking about a 26-year-old person, because he's turning 26 next January, right? Who is going to be learning his first NFL offense, right? And we saw people like Joe Burrow, we saw people like Patrick Mahomes, and we saw these people who had to sit out a year to learn the offense to be good, right? So now you're looking at 27 years old when you're going to get the, any bit of a, hey, wow, Hendon Hooker is an NFL quarterback at 27 years old. Like, that is it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous to say, let's not draft a quarterback in the first round and put our hopes in a guy that you're going to be looking at a 27-year-old who is going to start playing well in the NFL. Like that's a little ridiculous.
I'm gonna go to Chad because I haven't heard Chad in forever. But the one thing I will say,
I forgot he was in here, G.
No, Chad's being good. He's actually just waiting his turn. No, but this is what I'll say. And listen, my brother is a diehard Saints fan, and he's hoping like hell. No, he's hoping like hell that Hendon Hooker falls to 28. So let me tell you what, if you don't like Hendon Hooker, that's fine. You better hope that you're right about him and he doesn't go to a division rival and start balling the fuck out, throwing to Chris Olave and shit.
I would love for Hendon Hooker.
Some people can predict the future because they already see into the
future.
I
did last year.
That regardless of whether he said today that he'll be
it's Occam's razor. It's Occam's razor. The simplest answer is going to be the right answer.
Everybody's
life
works. No name calling. Everybody just finish your shit. Go ahead, Pickle.
Pickle chose violence.
He just said today on a video, and I'll find it and post it in the chat, where he said he'll be throwing and without the boot, the whole thing
next week.
Yep. That's what he said, next week.
I like that.
Now, I know people don't realize this, but in today's day and age with medical technology, you actually don't need to
It's way better. It's way better now.
Longer into the
ACLs are not that difficult no more.
Now, Now, that being said, I've never said draft Hendon Hooker in the first round. Maybe a joke or two here or there, but you can ask anybody that follow me regularly on Twitter and here. I've never said that.
Never said it.
But and I'm a Tennessee fan, I don't deny that. And
I heard the same damn crap in 2011. I've heard a bunch of people in 2011 say read option doesn't fit the NFL. A read option will never fit in the NFL.
Shit, that's where it's going.
Yeah, that's where it's going.
College-based offense that doesn't work in the NFL. That's exactly what they said in 2011.
It's a lie.
Hey, so let me.
A bold-faced lie.
They're getting away from these. They're getting away from these pocket quarterbacks.
Michael Vick had today's coaches back when he played in Atlanta, they would have won multiple Super Bowls.
Cody won't play no Levis interviews, man.
Cody, we're not playing no Levis, bro.
Look, I'm gonna play everybody y'all want to see. But if we're talking about the number 1 overall pick, right now, most people are saying if the Panthers trade up, it's for this young man. Bryce Young. This is him. Hold up. This is him talking about
Young.
This is Bryce talking about his height, his weight, all the shit that people say about him not being big enough.
I'm gonna give my all to whatever team it is that takes me. I'm just super excited to be here. It's my junior playing in the NFL, and to be able to be here, whatever team I end up being taken by, is a blessing for me.
Hold up.
Yeah, I've been this size, respectfully my whole life. I know who I am. I know what I can do, and for me, I think it's fair. Everyone can speculate and ask whatever questions are necessary, but I'm going to continue to control what I can control. I'm keep working my hardest to put myself in a good position. I'm confident in myself. I know what I can do, and I'm just excited to get to that next level.
All right, so there's Bryce Young.
Mighty Mouse. He said he's been that size his whole life.
Yeah, talking about his size. Everybody
size in the 4th grade.
Look, everybody listen. Yeah, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead,
Ian. Well, first of all, I want to say I love how passionate all these Panther fans are.
Yes.
Ian, I got a question for you. You mentioned earlier that Anthony Richardson was able, like the 9% sacks. What was Bryce Young's pressure to sack ratio? Because I know that he was hit a lot. I'm an SEC guy, I'm an LSU fan, and I remember the dude was hit more than I think Levis was. It might be wrong. I might be wrong, but as far as the pocket awareness, I saw Bryce get hit a lot.
He was second, bro. So I'm sorry, Ian. It was Anthony Richardson. Then it was Bryce Young. Then it was C.J. Stroud. Then it was Will Levis. Then it was Hendon Hooker.
So does that? So right. if that stat, what? I don't know how to explain it.
I know what you're saying.
Take your time, bro.
Go ahead.
I appreciate it.
You saying he got all those 5 stars around him and he ain't got no pocket awareness?
Wasn't no 5 stars last year.
Well, I mean, we're talking Alabama offensive line.
Man, people on the bench are 5 stars at
Alabama. Those dudes are dogs. Those dudes are dogs.
This is what I put on Twitter. Both of these things can be true at the exact same time. Bryce Young has incredible talent. He has ultimate touch on the football. And if I'm being real with you, out of all the quarterbacks that I've seen come out of college the past few years, his pocket awareness and his pre and post snap decision making is legit some of the best I have ever seen.
He ain't got no choice. He can't get
I have no problem giving him that. And yeah, you're right, J Subs. He has no choice. So yes, that is true. It is also true to say that it is reasonable to have your questions that an unprecedentedly small quarterback might not be able to hold up to an NFL schedule.
Can we stop saying that?
Hold on, let me
see what he
finish.
weighs.
This is the same thing. It don't matter what he weighs. It's the same thing with Tua Tagovailoa. Even if you loved Tua Tagovailoa's talent, you were worried that his body wouldn't be able to hold up. And to be honest, it kind of hasn't.
Hold on. That's fair. His entire college career. Bryce Young has missed one fucking game in his entire collegiate career, all the way up until fucking Pee Wee died.
Hey, G baby, do you guys see how big and fast these motherfuckers are in combine now?
Hold on. Let me let Anthony go.
They got
Anthony's been waiting. Anthony's been waiting.
Come on, bro.
Let Anthony go.
All right.
Jump in. Yeah, jump in, Anthony.
All right. So first off, Tua never like ran from pressure. He was never athletic in the pocket. I've seen clips of Bryce Young dodging people like he's getting chased from a burglar.
Yeah,
or some shit like
Go
that.
put that
Like,
Texas game on.
yeah, and
Oh yeah, I know
in
that play.
terms of the quarterback
Couple of them.
situation, I've made this pretty clear. I'm willing to give up the chips for the number one pick, but I think personally for the Panthers, it's going to be, hey, they're going to call Chicago. If they can't get a deal done, I can easily see them trading up to 3. I'm fine with Stroud or Young, and Will Levis can suck my ass. Hendon Hooker is the quarterback. I like Hendon Hooker. I like Anthony Richardson too. And I like Stroud and Young. But Stroud and Young, those are the guys we need to go after at this point in time. We can't settle for QB. We can't settle for something we're not willing. We can't. So if we trade up, we need to know what guy we're getting. I don't want to trade up and then have guys be taken off the board.
Basically, we can't fuck this shit up.
Yeah,
bro.
we can't fuck this
Basically,
shit
we
up.
need the number one pick. What you're saying.
Cody, you
Yeah,
are a
we
liar.
do need the number one draft pick, but at the same time, many fans don't think it's possible. But I personally do.
Anything's
I mean,
possible.
I really think that if we were to maybe I made some crazy mock trade, right? Like I would give Chicago 2 firsts, a pick swap, a second, and I would trade them Shaq Thompson, Dante Jackson, and CJ Henderson for that pick. Like I would do that. I would.
We don't want half of that shit anyway.
Hey,
all
if
those
they get
players-
particular, I'll throw in Ian Thomas.
All the
How's
players, they can have all those players.
I tell you what, I'll even sacrifice to throw in Shi Smith. How's that?
Cody, you
Oh,
brought
hell
up
no.
Tua and his
They
problem.
can have
right?
shot. I ain't gonna lie, they can have shot.
See, one of the things I'm learning today that is like this. Y'all getting on people that like Will Levis, right? But then y'all don't want nobody to nitpick the quarterback that y'all like.
Oh, no, you 100% can. I can do a lot.
I don't like it.
Wait.
I don't like it. Y'all don't like it.
Cody. Besides his height and his weight, Twan, tell me about his play, G. Nick
But
picked
listen,
his
bro,
play.
I like
I
CJ
just need one
Stroud. I'm not dissing CJ Stroud.
I'm talking about Bryce Young.
I'm not
G.
dissing. I like Bryce Levis too. I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing none of these quarterbacks are dope, man.
Wait, time out. Everybody, time out. Wait, time out. Kevin was trying to say something. Go ahead, Kevin.
You said that his body didn't hold up, but like his body hasn't been the problem. It's his head. He's getting concussions.
Yeah,
Is your head not a part of your fucking
Same
body?
thing, bro. He's little.
Is your head not a part of your body?
Cam got concussion. Yeah, Cam got
And he was
concussions at
6'5".
No, but no. You cannot compare.
Cam got
No, you
concussions like
cannot
within 10
compare.
years.
Oh, you cannot compare Cam Newton's concussions to Tua's concussions.
They're brain injuries.
Tua was much younger and they're
Was it a
happening
thicker
to him,
skull or
and
something?
it didn't happen until 2016. Cam
think
didn't have.
Concussions
Cam
happen.
never had a problem with concussion.
I don't think the concussions had anything to do with his size. He got hit because I just said it earlier. Because these DBs and defensive linemen, they're stronger now. They're faster. Any quarterback can really get it now. The way these guys is built.
I mean, what's the dude from Pitt running a
4.6? Tua's offensive line sucked as bad as Will Levis' offensive.
But the
It
thing
was.
the thing you guys aren't.
Y'all gotta
taking into-
y'all gotta put substance to your arguments.
The thing
No,
y'all aren't. The thing
Tua's
y'all
best
aren't.
offensive lineman was Greg Little.
The thing
I'm
y'all
sorry,
aren't
Anthony, go
taking, the thing
Go
y'all
ahead,
aren't taking into account with this is that Bryce Young is mobile. Even though he is small, I've seen multiple times where he can evade pressure and make an off-platform throw. Tua Tagovailoa doesn't have that. Even in college, go back and look at the film. He didn't. He's not like that. He's a statue. He's very
You know who else don't have
mobile.
that? My
Who?
bad.
Who?
Oh,
Yeah,
Will
no,
Levis.
Ian's been wanting to talk. Never mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
Hey Chad, I want you to get in here more too, man. I'm loving you. Look, I'm Team Chad, man.
I'm Team
I
Ian.
said it.
I'm
I said it, motherfucker.
Go ahead. Y'all let
I'm
it
Team
in. Go
Espresso.
ahead, Ian.
Espresso.
Espresso make that money.
From the size concerns are valid, but the way that I look at it is that you have a team right now that is set up for success in a very weak division, right? And Bryce Young is the most NFL ready quarterback. So if you are going to assume because that's all what drafting players is hey, I am going to assume the risk of this player's deficiencies versus the outcome that they could give me. So if you're going to assume the risk of his injuries that may happen, Bryce Young is going to pay off for you until he gets injured, right? On the side of Tua, I think it really is unfair to say that Tua's size played any role into his concussions, because you saw most of his concussions came from his head hitting the ground, not from his height being the determining factor there, right? So I wouldn't contribute that to his height or his weight. It's just the way that he falls. He just lets he doesn't tuck his chin, right?
Yeah,
like
height and weight.
if you do jujitsu, they tell you if you're going to be taken down, you need to tuck your chin in, because when you hit the ground, your neck's going to fly back and you're going to hit your head. And that happens every time Tua gets tackled, right? I don't think that has anything to do with his height or his weight. But that's not to say that other injuries may not occur to Bryce, right? But that's the NFL, right? Injuries happen in the NFL. For you to take over the division right now with the best quarterback in the division, with a coaching staff that is stacked on the offense and the defense, with the offensive weapons that you have and the defense that you have, the potential of success greatly outweighs the risk of injury, right? And then even just from the standpoint of, if I'm Fitterer, do I make that decision? If Bryce Young gets injured after he played really well, the heat's not really going to be on Fitterer to be like, oh man, this was a terrible draft pick, right? They're going to be like, hey, that, injuries is a part of the NFL, right? So,
and the organization made the decision as a collective to go up and get.
Right. So from like Fitterer's point of view, it's less risk for him if the issue is Bryce Young eventually gets injured, right? It's less risk for Carolina in the forefront of like, are we going to take over the division, because he is the most NFL ready quarterback, right? Like there's a lot of risk of drafting a CJ Stroud. There's a lot of risk of drafting an Anthony Richardson, in making sure that you can develop them into a very great quarterback. So I mean, there's risk either way. But if Bryce is your guy, go ahead and get Bryce.
I'll just talk about injuries. Who was the most injury? Like the most injured quarterbacks in this draft are like 6'3" and 6'4". I wouldn't even call Hendon Hooker really.
Oh, you mean this dude, Jordan? You mean this dude?
Oh yeah, he had like 4 different injuries.
Hey, so look, this is Will Levis talking about his meeting with the Carolina Panthers.
That's his last one.
Have him explain the offense and then have me relay it back to them. I think it's a great way for them to kind of figure out my knowledge and then also learn whatever I can from them as well.
Have you got a chance?
So short little clip. But yeah, just saying that he likes the offense.
Shit, Cody, that's it?
That was the worst clip I ever seen in my life.
That's the worst clip ever.
Hey,
how about this one? Hey, how about this one?
Is that a whole
Dude
banana?
is a weirdo.
Is that a whole banana?
Yeah, this man eating a banana with the peel.
Why is he clout chasing,
bro?
Hold on.
Hey, monkeys do that. Maybe it's healthy.
Is this before the
Why
season?
do y'all care? Why do y'all care?
So was he clout chasing? No.
Really
Hold on. Was he clout chasing on TikTok before he regressed this season?
A quarterback.
Give that motherfucker $1 million, G. Give that motherfucker a big bag, bro.
This is only
drafted in the top 10. Hey, is that the dude? Hey, y'all, really? Is
So
that the dude
he was
that puts mayonnaise in his coffee?
Bro, all this is
he was clout chasing before he
eats
regressed. He
bananas like
regressed.
that, and he eats mayonnaise in his coffee. Yeah.
Hey, two things.
Mayonnaise in your coffee.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, two things.
Kentucky.
Hey, let me just add some things. If I put you in the background, stay there. I'll put you back in. Tell me in the private chat if you have something you want to say, if I put you in the background. Hold up. Let me welcome Al, my man Algernon, to the stream. Al, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's up? What's up, Cody? What's going on, Cody Lack? What's good, bro?
I'm doing good, man. What you think about these quarterbacks, dude?
I don't know about mayonnaise in the coffee, but banana peel. Banana peel is good for you, though.
No
For
more
real?
bananas.
Hey,
banana.
I'm good.
real quick, this is not football related, but I got to say something. There is 170 people watching and only 71 likes. Come on, folks, hit that like button.
Hey, man,
blue button.
This is a hey.
Free button. It's like this. It's a thumbs up. Hit it. If you don't like it, hey, if you
Well,
don't like me screaming,
you know what?
hit the thumbs down.
Well, you know
It don't
what,
matter. Hit
Pickle?
a button.
You know what, Pickle? If you're not saying on here what they want to hear, or you ain't agreeing with them, they don't want to hit the like.
Well, hey, man,
Watch your
listen.
feelings and hit the like button.
There are so many opinions.
Somebody on his board, hit the like button. How's that?
Look, man, listen. This is the show where everybody's opinion is represented, man. That's what the show is. If you're enjoying the conversation, and I fucking know you are, don't lie to me. Do like my man Jake the Snake says, and hit that like button and show some love for the C3 Panthers podcast.
Somebody up here agrees with
you.
Yeah,
I got. If you don't like the opinions, then get up on here and tell your opinions.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right?
No, I got two.
Can I talk? Cody?
Algernon's been waiting for forever and a day. Let me let this man go first.
For sure.
And then I'll go to Chad. Go ahead, Al.
Oh man, Tua's so much better than Bryce Young. Do you don't think Tua's better than Bryce Young? Yo, I see Tua. I'm in Florida. I'm in South Florida right now in Miami-Dade County. I see Tua. He throws dots, bro. He throws dots. The only thing, like you said, I don't know. He just can't. He doesn't know how to ball, I guess, properly. But he's much better than Bryce Young, bro. What? Bigger, stronger.
Al, who's Tua's best offensive lineman?
Who's his best offensive lineman?
The left tackle they got.
Right now?
Who's that left tackle?
No, they don't got no. They don't. It's Armstead. It's Armstead from. Yeah, it's Armstead from the Saints. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
That's his best one. But he didn't even play half the year though. He didn't even play half the year though.
Hey, one more thing. Dexter Henderson donated 199 pounds. He says, just sending some loves. Keep pounding. Dexter from across the pond. Appreciate the love, brother. Good looking out.
Shout out to Dexter.
Dexter is the man. Chad wanted to jump in. Go ahead, Chad.
Cody, are you, for the combine, for the quarterback combine tomorrow, are you streaming? Are you going to give your opinion? Are you going to talk? Are you going live?
So
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
the plan was and still is. Me and Tony tomorrow at around 1 a.m. we're gonna go live on our channel and we're going to watch the quarterbacks throw. Now, I didn't think we would be able to do a watch along to actually share it, but Tuan was able to do it earlier, so we might be able to actually show the combine on our stream. I'm gonna make sure before we do it. I'm gonna check out all. I'm gonna check out all the details of it. But and maybe we just don't monetize it or whatever.
Cody, the key thing is when you're done with the show, delete it.
Yeah, Rashad.
Delete it.
Rashad on PNP does it too.
Yeah, I delete it.
Twan does. Yeah. He mutes he does the commercials.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll probably tomorrow at 1 a.m. You can come and watch the quarterbacks throw and run their 40 times with us
1 a.m.
podcast, man. No, 1 p.m. Whatever.
I'm gonna be too hungover for that.
Oh, he said 1 a.m. He said 1 a.m.
No, I meant 1 p.m. I'm retarded, y'all.
You'll be there by yourself, bro.
Hey.
No, y'all would still be on here with me. Y'all know y'all some night owls.
You watching nothing.
Hey,
if I'm watching,
let me say one more
at 1 a.m. It's not going to be you, Cody.
Yeah, right. Who was saying something?
I was going to say one more thing about old quarterbacks. I know a couple old quarterbacks in the league balling. they call it one name. Russell Wilson won a championship. Second year, he was like 27 years old. He had to be because he played 5 years in college, right?
NC State, then Wisconsin.
Yes, and then you had ball, and then you had oh shit. Who was I going to say? I think I lost my train of thought, dude. But I think I had a second one lined up. No, I'm thinking just Russ now. But he kept him balling, but he's older quarterbacks. Older quarterbacks aren't bad, bro. Only Winky was like really bad. When you play so much football and you get so much experience, you see how the game is played. Well, Brandon Wheaton sucked too, though, but I'm saying you get so much experience.
I think some of these dudes want these young quarterbacks because they think they're going to play for 20 years like Tom Brady. That shit is not likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's true, bro. Yeah, that's true, bro.
Yeah, the average time that the quarterback gonna be with you, average, is 7 years, and he's gonna either leave your ass for more money or stay where he is, and they hardly ever stay. Most quarterbacks don't stay where they are, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. Russell
And
Wilson
a lot
was
of them don't take
24
pay
when he was
cuts too
drafted.
to help the team.
Yeah, I don't see
24?
somebody like Joe Burrow leaving or somebody your boy with the Bills because them teams embrace them guys, man. They embrace them. But
So Russ was 24.
Quarterback shit is
So
going.
Russ was 24. How old was Burrow when he got drafted? Burrow was 24 too. 24, right?
Yeah, he was
Same
older.
age, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's about the same age, dude. He played the same amount of
How
time
old
in
was Phil
school.
Rivers? Phil Rivers was old and he had about 3 kids when he entered the fucking
Yeah, he already had 6 kids by the time he got in the NFL.
All right,
That's pretty funny.
I gotta go. I just want to say one last thing. Cody, appreciate you having me on and enjoying time with the guys. I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, so I'm around a lot of Saints fans, and I never can talk about Panthers football.
Sorry.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm trying to get out of this godforsaken state. But I appreciate everybody and
I appreciate you, Chad.
Twan, I
What's his
appreciate
name?
the love earlier, bro.
Chad.
Pickle, you're very enthusiastic, and you want to see a winning team. So that fire, keep that up, bro. And G Baby, my guy. I don't know why people hate on G Baby. G Baby, you got a lot of respect from me, and just keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah.
And everybody, y'all have a great night, a great weekend, and I will be tuning in tomorrow.
Hey, Chad, come check me out. Come check me out at 704 Shot It Down, bro.
I was gonna ask you what your Twitter handle was and all that, but yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate that.
Chad, much love to you, brother. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time, bro.
Y'all too. Love y'all.
Keep pounding, brother.
All right,
Keep
Chad.
pounding.
That's a solid dude right there. That's
Hey,
a solid
I love Chad. Chad's the homie. Michael Weston had something to say about Bryce Young that he wanted to mention. So, Michael, go ahead, dude.
What's up, Mike?
Yeah, so I was sitting back and I was thinking about the history of quarterbacks that size. We kept talking about Tua, like his only injuries was like concussions. He had like hip sprains, knee lock, the leg quads. He had ankle sprains. He had chest fractures. This man was hurt over and over and over before the concussions. And Kyler Murray's list is the same length, a whole bunch of body. No, this is in NFL. Kyler Murray's
No,
list
he
is
wasn't
the
hurt like
same.
that.
I'm looking at it. Should I screenshot it to you? Because I'm looking at it. Look, all right, I'll read them.
He was hurt one season in college.
Hip sprain.
He was hurt one season in college.
I said
And that's
in the NFL.
By
These
the
are
way,
all his injuries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 injuries that's not dealing with head concussions.
God damn, dude.
Now we got Kyler Murray. He has 8 that deals with nothing but body being hit. And we're going to draft somebody smaller than both of them? Like, you really think if Myles Garrett hit this man, he's going to stand up and walk away?
No.
That's a great point. And this is what I'm saying to all of the Bryce Young fans, that everything that he just said is 100% reasonable. And 100% it should scare some of y'all to trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback in that type of frame, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's all I'm saying. Nobody's saying that he's a bad player. Nobody's saying that he can't throw. Nobody's saying that he doesn't have elite pocket
Just ain't
awareness.
worth all that, bro.
Cody.
It's just rough.
Hold on, let me say this.
Cody.
Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
Go ahead.
Dov Kleiman, you guys know him. He's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is that his name? He says, report, the Dolphins organization will explore all options at quarterback, including potentially moving on from Tua Tagovailoa. He's not better than Bryce Young. He also reported
first of all,
hold on. He also reported Alabama quarterback Bryce Young's size doesn't matter enough from the people I've spoken with to knock him out of the number one spot, according to Ian Rappaport. He's expected to be the number one overall pick.
That statement doesn't
How
mean
many
that he's
games did
better,
Tua
though.
lose that he started and finished this year? How many games did Tua lose that he started and finished this year?
You gotta start and finish him, bro.
Look at
not too many.
Ask him that. Ask him that.
I'm gonna answer it. Zero.
Ask him that.
The man didn't lose the game that he started and finished this year.
Yes, he did.
Zero. So whatever you just read, ball it up.
Hold on. No, he lost.
Throw it in the trash.
Hold on. He lost to the Packers. He played the full game. He threw 3 interceptions.
He was in the MVP conversation.
Hold on. He lost to the Bills. He lost to the Bills in December. So I don't know what you're talking about with that. He wasn't undefeated.
Man, I hate this Madden era.
Like they was talking about Tua over Patrick Mahomes at one time.
He's come on.
Like y'all didn't hear that on ESPN?
Yeah, they were. Oh man,
Didn't play football either. You know, he's just an opinion.
Florida's so hyped. Florida's so hyped with Tua until he got hurt. They were so hyped for Tua.
No. Teddy Bridgewater took over the one in the Bills. Green Bay, I forgot, but that was the game they said it was clear he still had a concussion.
Teddy Bridgewater.
You're right about that. But you're talking about one game that he started and finished and was seeing ghosts.
He said 2
because he literally shouldn't have been on the field.
No.
So look, time out. I'm about
You're
to
talking about the same guy where they had a slogan take
Hold on, Twan. I'm about to let Ian go. He's been holding his hand up. Real quick, let me introduce the voice that makes them moist. My brother, Cody Allen. CK, what's up, dude?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up? You wanted to be a part of this fire conversation.
Yeah, I've been sitting here just like refreshing, waiting for somebody to be brave enough to leave. And
yeah,
dude, I literally, me and Tony are discussing upgrading the Streamyard package. Man, we got so many people coming in here.
Yeah,
we might have no choice. But yeah, give me your intro, CK. Tell me what you want to say, and then I'm gonna go to Ian because Ian's been waiting for a minute.
You know, I'm just here to enjoy and be a part of this. Maybe even help moderate a little bit. It got heated there for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah.
But you know, listen, we got some things to listen. It's not often that we have the opportunity to actually watch the combine with a pretty good opinion about what we're going to be doing in the draft, and so I think that's going to be pretty exciting tomorrow. We're going to have some things to actually look at, to watch, to you know, hopefully maybe even change our opinions on some of these guys. But dang, man, I'm telling you, I'm watching that. I'll be honest with you guys, I am not a film junkie, but watching that interview with Bryce Young, that dude is special.
He has it, right? He has it.
What was that, CK?
That dude is special.
Thank you, CK. Oh my God. Hey, bro. It's okay, bro. You can come aboard, dog. You ain't got nothing but love for me, dude. I ain't gonna give you no shame or nothing, bro. Because when we get Bryce Young, bro, I'm telling y'all, bro, we're back.
Hey, one real quick comment. Thomas Hayes says, "Damn, dude's voice made my panties drop. I wasn't even wearing any." Yo,
laugh at that, so gay.
CK is like that, bro. That's why they call that man the voice that makes them moist. And now you know.
Cody, I gotta say something. Just to Michael's point about the Tua thing. I mean, I'm looking at his games right now. He lost like 4 games in a row as the starter. So like, I don't get like he 10 of 28, 35% completion.
Who's that, Baker?
Chargers. No, yeah, pretty much, I guess. Next game, he lost to Buffalo, he lost to Green Bay, he lost to San Fran through 2 interceptions. He the MVP.
Look who you're talking about, though, bro. You're talking about Green Bay. You're talking about Buffalo.
Man, he
He
lost.
beat Buffalo. He came back on Buffalo.
I'm talking about San
He-
Fran. I'm
you're-
talking about San.
You're talking about San Fran, exactly. You're talking about like top tier teams, dude.
Okay,
I
so
mean, besides Green Bay right now.
Was the
Bro, he
Chargers
lost.
defense? Was the Chargers defense top tier? Is that why he only threw for 145 yards versus them?
And that's a Will Levis stat.
Yeah,
100%.
it's bad, man. Like,
I mean, Patrick Mahomes only threw for 182 yards in the Super Bowl.
That's a
Well,
It's a run-first offense. It's a run-first offense. It's a run-first offense.
Everybody time out. I told Ian that he could go. That was my bad. Ian, you should have went first. Go ahead, Ian.
Come on,
No,
Cody.
it's
Get it
okay. It's
together.
okay. No, I think having a discussion of who's better between Tua and Bryce Young, just I don't know if it's the best use of time, because Tua was a very, very great quarterback at Alabama, and when he's been healthy, he's been a good quarterback in the NFL. So I don't like to diminish what Tua has done in the NFL to bring Bryce up. I think both are good quarterbacks. I think Bryce would be a good quarterback for us. I do think that injuries are a concern, and that's something that you're going to have to be okay with if you draft Bryce, right? I mean, it's plain and simple there. I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to trade up to 3, because I honestly don't think you're going to be able to trade up to 1. I think you may see Chicago end up just not trading their pick as well. That's a possibility, because the more if Jalen Carter's situation ends up being worse than we're expecting it to be, and the Bears are looking at Will Anderson and somebody they don't love, Arizona may draft him at 3, so they may not want to trade down, right? So you may have a scenario where you have the Bears pick number 1 overall, and then Houston, and then at that point you're going to be seeing if you could jump above Indianapolis to get your quarterback if you are more in love with CJ over Anthony Richardson, or more in love with Anthony Richardson over CJ.
It just seems to me that Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are going 1 and 2. So if you want one of those two, you ostensibly have to have the number 1 pick. However, you can get to number 3 and draft comfortably, I believe, Anthony Richardson at number 3. But that honestly frightens me moving up for Anthony Richardson. If we took him at 9, fine. I'm down with that. But if it's moving up for him, I don't know, man. That really just gives me a lot of pause.
You would move to 6 for him?
I don't know.
One of
Cody.
these quarterbacks is going to fall to 9.
No,
I don't want one of them, though.
Listen, I think what Ian was saying earlier. I think Anthony Richardson has a really good chance to go number 1, and the Colts to trade up for him. And it's a good scenario because Steichen kind of wants to bring that success to the Colts that he just had with a running style RPO system kind of quarterback. So yeah, I really think that's the case. That could happen, but like many people said, we don't really know what's going to happen in the draft. It's all speculation until it happens.
Hey, by the way, a real quick shout out to Lions Talk by Chat Sports. They put out great content. He's saying that if a quarterback falls to the Lions, I expect the Panthers to trade with us. So are they picking number 6? Is that what you were saying, Jordan?
Yeah, they're picking 6.
Yeah, okay. So look, I mean, again, I would obviously be more comfortable with trading up to number 6 than to number 3. It's only 3 more spots ahead of us. But, it's still tough. You're still talking a first-round pick probably. But, yeah, it's a lot more digestible than moving up to number 3.
So where do you go to line, Cody?
Just to have Arnold start week 1.
You said where do I draw the line, Jordan? I really don't want to pay more than 1 extra first-round pick to go up for Anthony Richardson. And it doesn't mean that I don't like him, bro. I really do. I really do like Anthony Richardson. But I also believe we have a lot of holes on this team that I think that in the coming years we're going to need to address with first-round picks.
So I think we're in a good spot. with our
Thanks.
coaching staff of understanding, of trusting the quarterback that they want to go get and developing that quarterback. So if they do trade up and draft an Anthony Richardson, I'm not going to bat my eye at all.
Me neither.
Especially since he's been interviewing so well. That was the big question that I had with Anthony Richardson, is that you see what he can do on the football field for one day out of 7 days of a week, but what is he, the other 6 days of the week, right? Because he's interviewing well, because he's impressing these coaches from his knowledge and everything else. You're seeing a point where the elite physical aspects, because Anthony Richardson becomes a top 3 athlete at quarterback in the NFL as soon as he's drafted in the NFL, intersecting with the mental aspect of the game, right? Because that mental aspect of the game is there, where these coaches can see it, that they're blown away in the interview room. If you feel that you can develop him, go for it, because that is a superstar in the making, where you'll look back in a couple of years and you'll say, moving up wasn't
all the rumors coming out of the combine right now is saying that he is knocking the interview process out of the park, that he's probably the most impressive in interviews out of all of them, which again, I mean, who knows if that's real. Bryce Young and CJ both seem like very impressive young men, so who knows what isn't real. I'm just saying there is a lot of rumor and report that Anthony Richardson has really made a lot of positive headway in the past couple days.
And that's before he's ran his 40, right? That's before he's gotten on the field and done the physical aspects.
What does he need to run a 40 for?
Wait,
what does he need to run a 40 for? He's a quarterback.
We'll go CK and
who cares about a 40 time?
Go ahead, CK.
I think that we also underestimate the amount of times that these teams play chess in this arena, right? Like, I'm not saying he didn't blow it out of the park, but wouldn't you want people to think that you just are so impressed with Anthony Richardson that you might want to take him at number 3, and then somebody trades up to get him, and then they give away the farm? I mean, don't you think that's a possibility as well? Like, not saying that these guys are not impressive, but I don't think that you can take anything that's being said in these as reports in the combine with any type of seriousness at this point in time, because these guys are trying to get misinformation to the other teams to make them think that they like a candidate over top of another one.
I agree. I think the other team. I think
Anthony Richardson is a smokescreen, man. I'm telling you.
And I think the guy for that was going to be Will Levis, in my personal opinion, because he's kind of the big arm guy, all that potential. But I don't think if you're the
they
Panthers,
said the coach didn't even interview him.
I mean,
the other teams are interviewing Anthony Richardson as well, though, right?
I'm saying the coach didn't interview Will Levis at all.
Right, but what I'm saying is like this notion of like a smoke screen off of like how well someone does like in the interview. I don't know how much validity it has, because these other teams are also.
Wait, I don't even mean to interrupt you right now. G baby, are you just now realizing that was Brian Burns' actual
real brother,
bro?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my God, bro!
Hold on.
He went off on C3 as a whole. He was trashing the whole entire group, and I tried to leeway it a little bit.
How did you not know that
G-Baby, you
Stanley
fucked up, G-Baby.
You fucked up all of us. I ain't in that.
I know.
Damn,
you don't
know a lot of this. That's cool. But
his bio literally says brother of the best defensive end in the league.
Yeah.
What's his name? Stan McClover, right? Stan McClover, something like this?
Dude, your face is fucking priceless right now, dog. I literally watched you realize that was him in real time, dude.
So what happened before? Because I did not get to see everything. By the way, like I just saw him respond to G Baby, but did G Baby respond back to him?
G Baby, you tell him. Right, he woke up at the crack ass of dawn this morning, writing about Brian Burns, and Twitter ratioed his ass, including Stanley McClover, which is Brian Burns' brother. Man, that's hype man Lucci, dog.
Bruh. This dude's sick.
G-Baby's like responding tonight on C3. I'll tell everything on Friday Free For All. And the dude's like, well, I can't stand that group. That's got to be a bad group. And, he just... Bruh,
I kid you not.
Wait a minute. You don't know what
Go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
Hundreds of people. I'm talking hundreds. Bro, I have like 25 plus just messages, bro, in my inbox from these guys coming after me, bro, all day at work, bro.
I had so many people.
Bro, at one point, I have 400 plus notifications on Twitter, bro. I'm not over. I swear to God, bro. Go look, bro. These guys know. Go look at that shit, bro. It's all on Twitter.
Dude,
I had to fight off a whole army, bro.
Bro, Panthers Nation is honestly fucking hilarious, bro.
My God, bro.
Dude, that shit got me rolling, dude. Oh man, yeah, dude, we're gonna need to get Stanley McClover to come on one of the Tuesday night shows so we can interview him and be like, hey man, G Baby does not represent the entirety of the C3 Panthers podcast, bro.
G Baby, I messaged him after that because I saw the first message. I messaged him. I said, I want you to come on and just surprise him. I won't have him talking shit about Brian Burns, and I'm gonna pull you in so you can just be like, what?
Bruh, that one tweet has over 100,000, bruh.
Yeah, you went.
It was a crazy tweet.
I've been trying to get that many people to pay attention to me on Twitter. And I've been on Twitter for many years, and I never got that attention.
Hey, I'm the one that told you, baby, to get. I'm the one that told you, baby, to get on Twitter. I created a monster, bro. I created a monster, straight up.
But back to the combine talk.
That's why people troll. This is why people troll so much. Because they feel like that. And I'm not saying G Baby did this. Yeah. People troll so much on social media because they think they're going to get more attention out of you by saying something bad than something good. People don't like good shit. They like when somebody say something.
I wasn't even being an asshole though, Cody. What I tweeted wasn't wrong.
Well, it sounds bad, disrespectful to Brian. No, look, it's your opinion. But you're making it sound like Brian Burns is trash and we need to get him off the team pronto.
What did he tweet?
Some people are going to take that the wrong way,
because
bro.
there is like 5 or 6 fast defensive ends in the combine, that there are 5 or 6 Brian Burns in the combine.
There's probably one Brian Burns.
On to Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Which, it's a crazy tweet, but you know, G Baby has a passion of having strong opinions.
And we love passion.
Brian Burns isn't that good though, bro. He's really not that good though.
Oh, here we go.
He's really not that good though, bro.
But this is always G Baby's fault.
Asshole, bro, because like that's his family, bro, and like I didn't know, bro. Like
just tweet at him, tell him.
Bro, dude, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be more controlled.
I'm saying crazy shit.
No,
Fuck that.
hold
Go
up.
harder.
Yeah, Lucci does crazy stuff on Twitter too. G Baby, you do your thing. Like it's Twitter.
We're gonna talk to Panthers, Lucci. It's cool. G Baby, you're cool. We like all the personality. Anthony, go. Anthony's trying to chime in. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is my personal opinion on it, right? Like, G Baby was doing nothing wrong. Like this guy's Brian Burns' brother. He should, not be sensitive enough to let this affect him. Like personally, that's my opinion.
Man, that's his family, bro. That's his family.
Well, I mean, Brian Burns is an NFL player. Like people talk shit about players all the time. It's not, put your head down.
You're gonna get talk shit back.
Right. I mean,
you have to have a thick skin if you're gonna be on Twitter. Like that's just.
Everybody don't.
Hey, G Baby, if he keeps talking shit to you, just bring up his raps that he's created. Because his raps are awful.
Oh shit! I never heard his raps before, bro. I never heard
They're
his.
awful.
Hey man, yo,
Shout
chill
out
out.
to Lucci, though.
We're trying to get Stanley on the podcast at some point, man. We gotta say that we like his raps. You know what I'm saying? So
Shout out to Lucci, man. Hey,
yeah,
shout out,
shout out
that's
to
my
Stanley.
guy, man. I like Lucci. That's my guy.
Yeah, Lucci's cool as hell,
Yeah,
man. Like,
hey, yo, I remember when we drafted him. I remember when he played, and he got to the ball. He got to the quarterback many times, but he always overrun a quarterback. And bless his heart, he just did. If
So
you
does
remember
Burns.
back when he played,
Burns is
he was a little worse than Burns. But
Well,
now I
Pickle-
gotta give the guy credit. He wasn't but a 7th-round pick, though.
Pickle, he overruns the beat too when he raps. So that's
Oh. Hey, he gonna get you. He gonna get you, bro.
Oh, y'all trying to get fucked up.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
I've never heard him rap before, so I
Yeah.
couldn't speak about it if I'm being real. But
But back, yes.
Yeah,
Thomas
go ahead,
Hayes,
Combine.
Sheena is very fine.
I didn't.
That's a
Sometimes
great.
I don't even be realizing
That's
what I
my
put
mother,
up
though.
on the screen, bro.
I think everyone in Panthers Nation knows that by now.
Right. But back to the combine talk.
She don't want me to interview her, bro. I ask all the inappropriate shit in the world.
Back to the combine talk. I do think there is a lot of smoke screen that comes out of the combine, but I do think things as like players interviewing well or not interviewing well isn't typically smoke because players are interviewing with multiple teams, right? So those teams are going to be able to see front hand. No, this guy can't. Like this guy doesn't interview well. Like what are these reports, right? So that would be my thing with the reports of like the interviewing well.
Ian, I agree. I totally agree with you on that, bro. Because you're saying something that I wanted to say in this. Do you guys really care about interviews, man? Really?
Not really.
I
care
really
that-
care
I
about
care that,
interviews.
I do to a point, but there's something I want to say though, real quick. I was
My
listening
bad,
earlier
Ian.
this week.
Yeah, let Ian.
Earlier, I was listening to NFL radio on the Sirius XM, and I really realized that the first 3 days are stuff that fans don't see. The first 3 are medical measurements. They do a lot the first 3 days. They do interviews and presses
Right.
on the 3rd day. So I was thinking, okay, if they wanted to shorten the combine, that's cool. But I guess that's all right. Some people at one time the NFLPA was talking about totally eliminating it. And now just think about this. All the players that show up to the combine, imagine them having to travel to all 32 teams to find out the same information.
Yeah. Are they still doing that dumbass limb lickit test or whatever? What the fuck they call that? The
I
limb-
think so.
They have replaced it with a different test that's football orientated instead
Yeah,
of
that shit is stupid,
it being a Wonderlic test.
Hey, Cody, I got to get out of here, man. But thank you for having me, bro, over here, man. For
Yeah,
those
man, no
of you that
problem.
not subscribed to the 704 Charlotte Bound Show, please do that. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one interview next week. Well, I'm doing one-on-one with Rashad from PNP. After that, it'll be Tony Dunn from C3 Podcast. Sometime
Nice.
2 weeks from now, it's going to be one-on-one me and that boy Cody up there in the corner.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get to know about Cody, you know what I'm saying, outside the Panthers podcast. I'm going to try to get all in his business and make his ass cry. You know what I'm saying? The interview I did with Pat Coltrane is out now, man. That shit was totally dope.
Great interview, man. Y'all go check out Twan and his interview with Pat Coltrane. It was good to hear from Pat.
I gotta check that out for sure.
Yeah,
man, for sure.
He really opened up about a whole lot of shit. Even, we talk Panthers football, then he just let you in his life, a whole lot, man. And the question that everybody wants to know, that question is last in the interview, and that's if he's coming back. He gave a great answer. But y'all continue to support this channel right here, C3 Podcast. I was hoping we was going to get to the combine a little bit because me and Cody watched it today. But, Cody, you know who to talk about. When y'all get to that combine discussion.
You mean the great white hope, Riley Moss?
Absolutely.
Cornerback out of Iowa State. I know, bro.
Moss.
I know. Y'all better remember the name, Riley Moss. Riley
right,
Moss. He's the savior of white defensive backs, bro. Check him out.
Let's
go. But no, man, hey, but look, man, y'all go check out 704 Charlotte Bound Podcast show. They are doing incredible content. Twan is like the new Larry King of Panther
Black
Nation.
Larry
man.
King.
Yeah, putting out these fire ass interviews. Twan, I appreciate you, brother. You have a great
All
night,
right, bro,
dude.
man. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Peace and love, bro. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace
Thanks
and
for
love.
that, Pickle.
Yeah, man. But yeah, white chocolate espresso back in the building. CK, if my headset dies, you might have to take over for me. But I think we're good. I think we're good for right now. But yeah, man. I mean, what left is there to talk about, really? I mean, we've basically been talking about the quarterbacks. I mean, listen, I'm gonna be real. If the Panthers do trade up, I do feel more comfortable trading up for CJ Stroud than I do Bryce Young. And again, that doesn't mean I don't like Bryce. I do like Bryce. But I think CJ is incredibly accurate. I think he's more mobile than he led on this season. He was dealing with some injuries.
Good decision making.
Right. Great decision making. He's an incredible touch passer. He's very accurate.
I don't think
Keeps
any
his
rookie
eyes
starts for us this
downfield.
year.
Cody and underrated athletic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can actually run around in a way that kind of wasn't really represented.
It's not his game, but he can do it.
Yeah.
Let me say
Go ahead,
this.
Anthony.
If we drafted Bryce Young, or so I posted this on Twitter. It picked up a little legs the other day. I said, you know, if we signed Sam Darnold, that tells me that we would go after a guy like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. And if we signed Derek Carr, not saying I personally want to at this point, and I know the fan base doesn't, that would tell me that we are going after a guy like Anthony Richardson or Levis, because those guys probably need a little more time to develop. I think if we got Stroud, I don't think Sam Darnold would play the whole season. I'd give it like 6 games and then hand over the reins.
I give him till camp, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. Like if Stroud looks better in camp, then
I think Stroud's better than Sam right now.
I do too. I do too. I think Sam is just there for the backup role. I mainly that's what it comes down to. Like that's why I said, you know, Derek Carr wants to be more than a bridge quarterback. So that could just be a smoke screen. And I don't necessarily think they're going to sign Derek Carr. I really think they're going to try to go for one of these top 2 guys.
So I know that we have talked like back and forth about what quarterbacks that we like and what we're comfortable with. To be completely honest, with the coaching staff that we have there, the experience that they have, and then their ability to develop quarterbacks. If they trade up and they draft any of the quarterbacks, even if it's Will Levis, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt to start off with, just because of the experience on that team. But I really hope it's not Will Levis. I really hope it's not Will Levis.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one hoping.
I don't
it's
think
not Will
anyone
Levis.
wants. I mean, I'm pretty sure like 80% of Panthers Nation doesn't want Will Levis. If you watched his film,
Let me ask all this, but I'll start with you, Pickle. I have a question. Do you trust this coaching staff enough? Let's just say hypothetically they did draft Will Levis. Based on what you have seen thus far, if we put a better situation around him, do you trust this coaching staff to get the most out of him? Or is he such a low talent level that he's basically a lost cause? Go ahead, Pickle.
Damn, what a question.
I know, right? That's not. Hey, I mean, that's really what we have to analyze.
I trust the coaching staff, and I'll say this: thinking back to the interview process that Josh McCown did, I would say I would have to trust the coaching staff. But at the same time, and I know people have hopes he'll be Josh Allen, but let's be real: if he's not, it'll be as much of a damaging to the coaching staff as it would the draft picks. But also, I want to bring up, a lot of people say that we have connections to different teams. Y'all know who we just hired as a person, as a vice president over
Adrian
personnel?
Wilson.
And y'all realize the connections he has to the Cardinals front office and ownership.
I really think.
I mean,
there
is a strong possibility that we could have already privately talked to the Arizona Cardinals about trading. It's just not released yet.
I think it don't matter who we have at quarterback. I think we're going to, at the very least, win 8 games.
Yeah.
We going around the circle?
I mean, no. Go ahead. Whoever wants to jump in.
Well,
Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead, Jordan.
You already know how I feel. Will Levis, I don't think you can. If this coaching staff picked Will Levis, I would look at him funny, like, because when you look at him, you look at his pocket awareness. All the QB people I look at, they say like that's instinctual. Like you can't teach pocket awareness. It's like he doesn't have peripheral vision. Like there's two game-winning drives, he gave up the ball. One of them joints was like the dude is like coming up. I'm sorry, I gotta see it, but it's crazy how low his pocket awareness is, and I don't think you can teach that. Maybe they can game plan around that, but why not just go for the higher upside guy who actually played better in 3 out of 4 of the common opponents, who's younger, way more athletic, faster. I'm taking Anthony Richardson all day over Will Levis.
I agree.
If you also include injury history and also the skill set, like he has a similar skill set to Matt Corral. Other than the only difference is Matt Corral is actually productive in college.
Well, and the other thing with Levis is and we'll see this tomorrow. So I may look like a jackass tomorrow, but I don't think he's as athletic as
He's
Twitter
not. He's not Josh
likes
Allen.
to say he is, right? I think he's closer to Daniel Jones than he is Josh Allen.
No, not Daniel Jones. He's less than Sam Darnold.
And that's fine. I just think like that athletic prowess there is being overblown. But I don't think that you need your quarterback. You don't need Levis to become Josh Allen to still win games at the end of at the end of this. And we've also seen where Philadelphia traded up for Wentz. The Rams traded up for Goff. Those both didn't pan out, but they still won championships after they moved on from those quarterbacks. So trading up for a quarterback and it not panning out doesn't have to be like the death sentence that we think it is. You just have to continue to kind of evaluate the roster and build the roster, irrespective of the quarterback.
Do you know if Frank Wright was on that staff when they did that? And they traded up for Wentz?
He was, yeah.
Oh my God!
I want to say this, Eagles. He was not. He wasn't on the Eagles staff when they traded up for Wentz.
Thank you.
I do want to say this. There's a couple things to go off what Ian said. Those Rams and Eagles teams still with Wentz and Goff were able to make it far. Like if you have a good coaching staff, you can still do stuff with a young prospect, even if the ceiling is not as hard. What?
Wentz was the MVP candidate too.
Yeah,
but why did he get it?
He
got hurt. Yeah, and that's why Will Levis didn't go to that bowl game or the Senior Bowl because he was
hurt.
hurt.
The thing that concerns me about Levis is he always gets hurt when he runs. Like whenever you watch him this season, whenever he tried to run, that's when he took the most damage. I feel like. Go ahead, Anthony.
And well, you even just said, I mean, to even go off what Will Levis, like even when a free blitzer's coming, he does not see it at all.
He does not see it. It's crazy.
He does not see it at all. And I will say this, my last point. Me and Pickle have been talking about this for like weeks now. Number 1 and 3 pick. I personally think that the Panthers are going to do their due diligence. They'll call Chicago. If it's too much of a hefty price, they will probably lock into that 3rd pick. Just because you cannot wait till draft day to hope that one of these guys falls. I know everyone is saying that, but it's better to have the prospect you want than to go into the season with just Sam Darnold. I've been saying this for weeks. We don't want to do this again. Like, even though Sam Darnold could be solid under this coaching staff, it's not going to buy Reich enough time to be the head coach for us. And all this talk about, Caleb Williams, Drake May, those teams next year with the top 2 picks are going to be there because they need a quarterback. They're not going to be there like Chicago was this year. This is a lucky scenario that there's 2 teams in the top 3 that have quarterbacks already.
I don't think. And by the way, so clarification. Frank Wright was hired the same off season that they drafted.
Hey, by the way, the clip that Jordan was talking about is this one right here. Free blitzer off the edge. No idea that it's coming.
Bro, that dude is like got to be like 6'6", 300 pounds, bro. How do you not see him?
So that's also not like
That's not him.
to be fair to Levis. That's not Levis's fault.
Right,
there.
no.
How do you not feel
Again,
that though?
well, no, but
Like,
look, listen.
hold on.
Two things are true. He should have been able to feel that pressure, and the right tackle did not pick up the block.
Would you
both
be able to
of
feel
those
that?
things are true.
Bryce
So,
Young.
I feel like you should be.
No, as a human being, as a person, I'm not even a quarterback. If somebody is running at me and he's that big, I'm going to notice it. I'm sorry.
So here's the thing. Levis and I'm not a Levis defender. I don't like Levis. I think he is going to be a bust. But in that play, Levis does call out the protection. They are supposed to move to the right there. And the guy that the right tackle goes after, the linebacker, he's supposed to be the free blitzer, which gives you an extra couple of seconds. So that's why his first read is to the left instead of a hot route to the right. That's why he's not looking there. And so, to be fair to Levis, like if we're giving the proper context there, I don't think like that's 85% on the right tackle, 15% on Levis. But if you look at the other tape of him not picking, there is much more of that to be concerned.
I actually don't blame him at all on that play. I just know that he's not the type of guy that has that kind of pocket awareness that you see with Bryce Young or even CJ Stroud, and definitely not Anthony Richardson or Josh Allen. One thing can I just say this real quick? One thing I hate that people compare Will Levis to Josh Allen, and people compare Josh Allen to Cam Newton, but you would never compare Will Levis to Cam Newton ever.
Well, this is the thing with that, right? Those are why those two guys are kind of hard to gauge, because they are getting the hype because of a guy like Cam Newton, because of a guy like Josh Allen. And that's my whole problem with this. I don't necessarily know if these guys are going to be Josh Allen. He could just be an anomaly. Like, Jordan, I know you love Anthony Richardson. I think he's got the highest ceiling in the class. But it's definitely going to take some polishing for him to become an NFL quarterback. I don't think he can step in day one and, know how to
Oh, definitely not.
And yeah, so it depends what the Panthers are looking for, right? If they believe that they can develop a guy in a 1 to 2 year span, then they're probably going to go get a bigger bridge quarterback than Sam Darnold. But if the meeting with Carr is just a smokescreen on Monday, then it tells me that Sam Darnold will be signed because we only have Matt Corral on the roster, and they're targeting CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I'm not saying they're going to get him, but it makes the most sense for this team.
Didn't they say Carr's going to be signed like 2 days from now or something like that?
So
that's the thing. That's what's confusing about it. I don't know why the Panthers set up a second meeting, because his timetable is like right before like March 12th or something like that. He's still got some time, but
or something about like trading a pick before the free agency starts. Somebody's trying to trade a pick before free agency starts.
So
a draft pick?
I heard that.
I would love that if it was us.
For Carr?
I think the Cardinals or the Bears are trying to trade their pick before the free agency.
Yeah, the Bears are trying to do it because
really.
Yeah, it came out today. Like the Bears are trying to trade their pick before the draft so they can gauge who they want in free agency.
Yeah, that seems smart. That seems like what you should do.
I would love it. Come on, we need to do it.
To be fair with Anthony Richardson, go ahead, Pickle. I know that.
It's a question for you guys because I really don't know. I know that the Panthers met with a quarterback, and I don't follow every bit of college football. And I wanted to ask this: why did they meet with Max Duggan?
You better than Will Levis.
They did meet with him. They did meet.
Yeah,
with
that's
him.
what I'm asking. Who? I mean,
because due diligence. I mean, you have a bunch of meetings, and you're gonna, you want information.
I knew they were going to meet with the top guys.
Yeah, imagine that we're all scouts for the Carolina Panthers. Regardless of whatever opinion you have on a guy, you have to meet with guys because that's what gives you the feel on if they're going to be able to continue to learn the things that you want them to. That's really important.
I understand that part, but there are other quarterbacks in the draft that's at the combine
We didn't meet with none of them.
Max Duggan is actually decent, bro.
We met with 5 quarterbacks. The
6.
first 4 we talk about all the time, right? We know that. Stroud, Young, Levis.
But that's all the ones that we care about.
Yeah. And then they met with Max Duggan. That's just that was my standout question. I mean,
I'm good.
I'm like, okay, who's this?
So
dude?
He's decent.
I don't think it's something where we're concerned about throwing him in the mix of drafting him or being any sort of competition for the real.
Ian,
you know,
hold on. I think because Scott Fitter did an interview after they put out the list that said they included Max Duggan. He left him off of the interview. He just said the top 5. He just said, "Do know the ones that we talk about." He left Max Duggan off. So you
right.
Continue.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just curious who he was and why he stands out as the 5th guy. You know,
So-
I mean, if there's other
So
quarterbacks that I can name that I would interview instead of him, but you know.
So there's also like a thing of like drafting a quarterback that's going to be in that quarterback room that you may like develop into like that clipboard Jesus type of person that can pick up the offense, explain the offense, and do really good on the second team to install the offense as well. That could be the interview, or it could just to be like, hey, let's get a baseline of how these different guys are interviewing. That way, like, are we really impressed by a specific interview, or are they all really just very impressive this year, right?
Yeah,
But
I've heard people talk about. Excuse me. I've heard people talk about Tanner McKee. Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talk about him. I've heard he could be a 2nd-round guy.
I don't know about that.
But and that's why I was asking, is because I know him. I've heard of him. But then they don't interview him. They interview Max. And that was my question. Well, who's this dude? He sounds like a 6th or 7th round
Yeah,
pick.
he was in the championship.
Yeah,
Well, I'll say
he was
this,
the
I
quarterback
mean,
at TCU.
I knew who McKee was, but not.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Scott Fitter's in on every deal, right? You know, this is why.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
He's not in on the Lamar deal.
This is. Oh yeah. Well,
Hey,
that's the thing.
Hey, Anthony, I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. Hang on that one sec. I completely forgot all about this. Completely my fault. Ken Folk NC a while ago now donated $10. We appreciate you, Ken Folk. He said my top 3 for Carolina: Anderson at 9, then Hyatt from Tennessee, then Hooker. Ken Folk NC, appreciate you, brother. Now you're high on some of the quarterbacks a lot of other guys aren't.
I would not be mad at that.
I don't think Hooker's gonna. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let me let Anthony finish. Go ahead, Anthony, and then after you do, I'm gonna play a clip. Go ahead.
So, you know, it's kind of like the Rodgers thing, right? I've always been a fan of Aaron Rodgers, even though he's a hippie, weirdo, dilemma kind of guy. But you know, they're just trying to explore every option. The other thing is that I don't think any coaching staff could be dumb enough to show their poker face of what they're doing in this draft, because Scott Fitter knows there's about 5 or 6 teams that could jump us already for quarterback. So he's probably just playing it very safely. He doesn't want to give any team an idea of what you're doing. Now, obviously, when you're the number 1 overall pick and you know you're taking a quarterback, then yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just like all the reports months before came out that the Bengals were taking Joe Burrow and no one could do anything about it. So yeah, that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
To circle back to the Anthony Richardson discussion about having to bring in a quarterback to kind of be a bridge there. I do think that if you bring in Anthony Richardson, he does raise the floor of your offense as a rookie. It's not going to be something like Bryce Young coming in and being dynamic like that, but having that ability to use his legs to pick up first downs. He is accurate from 11 to 20 feet and then 20 feet deep. He's just not accurate short game, right? Which is something that you can develop as you go there. So I don't think it's something where you have to have somebody that you're going to be starting a Sam Darnold over him if you draft him. But I think, again, one of the things that excites me about Anthony Richardson is if you do throw on the tape, he shows all of those glimpses of the hard stuff of a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Going through his progressions, having the pocket presence that you need, and then being able to manipulate the defense with your eyes, and then also your body. He does that really well, right?
You're on point, Ian.
The big thing with him is his short game passing. He just doesn't set his feet, right? And it ends up being really bad. You can fix that two ways. One, you just fix his feet. Just say, hey, it's a short pass. Let's fix your feet here. But two, have designed short. And I know it sounds like counterintuitive, but have designed short passes for him.
Absolutely.
Typically what you see in the Florida offense is when he's doing those short passes, a lot of them aren't designed short passes. They're designed like a shot put where he's going deep first, middle, and then he's looking off to his check down, right? And then when he's already on the run and he's looking off to his check off, he just doesn't set his feet because he's like, oh, this is a 5-yard throw anyways. I can get it there, right? And then he misses it. So just have hey, I'm going to take 2 steps, plant my feet, throw it to the left, and get that rhythm down. I think that you will be able to develop that part of his game pretty quickly. So I think if that's your consolation prize at 3, if CJ and Bryce are gone, then you're happy as hell.
And that's what I do agree with, Ian. Like, all of the things that are wrong with Anthony Richardson on film, they are fixable. Throwing mechanics and footwork with time and repetition, they are fixable. Josh Allen has done it. Justin Herbert did it to a lesser degree. I even feel like Jalen Hurts has done it recently as well with his own throwing motion and some of his mechanics. So, yeah, all of the things that you want him to do better, you can see the path forward that he would take to be able to do it. Again, to me, it's just a compensation you potentially would have to give up to go and get him. I wanted to ask y'all a question, though. CJ Stroud was asked who he compares himself to, and people were saying that his answers were kind of controversial because of the players that he mentioned. So I'll let y'all listen to CJ.
One of the reasons I wanted to mention him was because Michael Vick. So he inspired me not only just to be athletic and use my athleticism, but as a black quarterback to stay in the pocket and throw the ball. And that's something that he was very underrated in. And then I looked up to Deshaun Watson as somebody I feel like I have a similar playing style to. And then Joe Burrow, being able to create, not being the fastest guy ever, be able to kind of extend plays, throw guys off of you, just be tough. And that's something that I feel like I'll do in this game.
So I found it harmless, but everybody, right. I saw somebody in the chat was like,
I'm outraged.
Hey, maybe don't mention. Yeah, no, maybe he should. Yeah, maybe he should fall to number 9 now.
How dare he say Michael Vick was underrated from the pocket? That is an outrage.
Yeah,
we should definitely not draft at 9.
So here's the thing,
that's what I'm outraged at.
However you feel about the Deshaun Watson situation, I personally think he's a sicko. Just even if he's not, it's just weird to have that many massage therapists and to be doing that even consensually is really weird when you're an NFL star player. But
he's an incredible football player.
Well,
he's an incredible.
I did not want him.
I'm going to be honest. Most people in the NFL don't think Deshaun Watson did anything wrong. I mean, look, we'll be completely honest.
You mean like players?
Yes.
Yeah, most players, and even the media now just talks about Deshaun Watson.
Have you seen the Cleveland fans with their shirts?
Cleveland fans are wild.
Right. So it's not really that controversial for teams, right? It may be controversial for Twitter, but everything.
And he's obviously not talking about looking up to Deshaun for his off the field fucking issues. Like, if you look at Deshaun Watson, there's a reason why, even amidst all the allegations, 4 teams were willing to risk all the vitriol to go get Deshaun. Yeah, maybe off the field, he's a dick, But on the football field, the dude is like that, and he always has been since he was in high school. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people are pulling against him. I'm not pulling for or against him, but a lot of people think he's gonna go to the Browns next year and be terrible. I don't. I think they're gonna put a good team around him, and I think with an offseason, Deshaun's probably gonna look pretty good.
It's going to be
you're
depending
gonna
on the Lamar Jackson situation.
if you're gonna tell me that CJ Stroud could be another Deshaun Watson, sign me up, bro. Straight up.
No, he
sign
don't
me
play
up.
like Deshaun though.
He doesn't.
It's Burrow.
He plays more like Joe Burrow.
I
does.
agree. Burrow is my number one comparison,
He
but
picked two guys he doesn't play like.
yeah, but hold on, though.
Right.
Hey, someone's saying there's an echo. I don't know if
Y'all heard it.
Echo.
It might have went away.
No, I don't hear it on the stream. If there's an echo, maybe refresh. But no, I do think that if CJ Stroud, as he says, is more mobile than this past season has let on, and if he does want to incorporate his feet into his play style more, then yeah, maybe it could be a little more similar to Deshaun. Ultimately, he is going to win from the pocket. And I think that's the point that he was trying to make, even in that clip.
Well, he also said on a Pat McAfee segment that he was injured and he didn't tell anyone about it. That's part of the reason he wasn't trying to run. So I don't think he's a complete statue. I think he's gonna be able to run when he most definitely has to, and he's shown that in the Georgia game, just like Teddy Bridgewater converted that 4th and 14 that one year where he ran for that first down in the Chiefs game. Like, quarterbacks can run when they most definitely have to, but it doesn't mean that, he's going to be he's not going to be looking to do that every single play.
When you have Marvin Harrison Jr. To throw to, you just don't need to run.
You shouldn't be running.
And hey, let me ask you all this. Okay, you know how people count against Will Levis that he didn't have good receivers at Kentucky? Well, did you also hold it against CJ Stroud that he had Marvin Harrison and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Ohio State quality receivers to throw to? Like,
no, I just don't acknowledge that speech for Will Levis. Because Matt Corral had nothing, and he produced. Anthony Richardson barely got anything, and he's producing. I don't even acknowledge that as an excuse. But I think that he's doing what he's supposed to do. Like Joe Burrow, with his weapons, he did what he's supposed to do.
You hit them when they're open.
Yeah. So
and that's what he did. Good point.
And his ball placement is the best in the class.
It really is nice.
Right.
Like,
So
it's really good.
That's the thing is, no matter who you have around you, the tape doesn't lie. Right? Like, Will Levis is inaccurate when he doesn't have pressure on him.
Right.
And he doesn't make good decisions with the football, whether he has a lot of people open or just one person open. He's not making good decisions with the football. CJ Stroud is the other way around. He may have people open, but where are you placing the ball when you have people open, right? Are you placing it away from the safety? So even if the safety is coming down, you're not putting your wide receiver at risk. Are you throwing with anticipation? So yes, it looks like the wide receiver was wide open, but when CJ Stroud let it go, that wasn't the case. Like, that's why it's important to look at the tape to understand, what type of player am I looking at, and how does that translate to the NFL? And then that's why I don't put much stock in actual production in college, or lack of production, because you have Florida, whose best wide receiver is like 5'11" and is going to run like a 4.6, 4.7 40, right? Then you have CJ Stroud throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. Those things aren't equal, but on the tape you can see like there are some similarities to the things that Anthony Richardson does, to the things that CJ Stroud does as a quarterback of reading, reading the offense, or reading the defense, manipulating the defense, and throwing with anticipation.
And
everything else can be developed. Everything else can be developed.
Yeah, I will say this about Anthony Richardson. I feel like just based off of the film, Bryce Young is number one, But when it comes to pure pocket awareness and evading pressure and being able to move, I think Anthony Richardson is number 2.
No, Anthony Richardson is actually number 1 in sack to pressure rate, and Bryce Young is 2.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, I see but Jordan, those are some of those times when it's like, are the stats really telling you the truth of it?
No,
I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying when you see Bryce Young on film, that dude has a spider sense.
Yeah,
like
Anthony
he's
does
able,
too.
he's able to see shit that is like, he sees pressure from everywhere and stays in the pocket. Like he will find the sweet spot from inside the pocket and stay in there and throw the ball. I feel like Anthony Richardson is more like to take off and move around. But I don't know. To me, just pure pocket presence is Bryce number 1 and then AR number 2.
I agree with that. I'm a huge AR would probably be the guy that I drafted above everybody else if I'm a GM. Just because I believe in the traits. I believe the mental capacity is there. I believe that he does the hard stuff well, and I can train everything else. Right? When you have those elite talents
and instinct,
I mean,
you
everyone
have the
says
coaching
that,
staff.
though.
Things typically there hasn't been people who have elite talent like that who don't pan out if you have the right coaching staff.
I mean,
there's just you just
didn't
haven't
Darnold
seen
have
it.
elite talent?
No,
Darnold sucked in college. He shouldn't.
No,
That class.
Well, and Darnold ran like a 4.7 or 4.8. Like there is levels to athleticism. Like Cam Newton is probably the most athletic quarterback we will ever see. But Anthony Richardson is in that next tier where
I'm
it's
not
like
athletics. I'm just saying he had a big arm. He could run. Why couldn't they develop his
I
footwork?
mean, he was the number. There's a lot of revisionist history on Sam Darnold just because people don't like him now. He
Yeah.
was the number 3 overall pick for a reason.
Number
I'm
2.
not saying that he's like the future or whatever, but Sam Darnold never lived up to the potential that NFL scouts thought that he had. And sometimes that happens.
he had
Baker won for a reason.
He had Adam Gase as a head coach, right?
Terrible offensive
They had Matt
line.
Rule.
Yeah.
Right.
And Matt Rule.
Right. So
played his best ball down the stretch last year.
So if we're going to talk about development, right, you have to add in coaching. But also, I'm a Washington Husky fan. I grew up in Seattle, so I watched a lot of Pac-12 or Pac-10 football, depending on the time. Sam Darnold was never somebody that I liked because he was a one-read quarterback. He had like I think it was like 77% of the time he was going to his first read. And then if he didn't go to his first read, his QBR was like 34. Which just isn't like that mental processing is something that you have to have, right? The mental processing is a trait as well. We often overlook that because of like, the physical stuff is easier to say, hey, a 4.3 is a 4.3, right? But that mental ability to process the game is something that Sam Darnold didn't really have. And then you throw in Adam Gase, and then you throw in the New York media, and then you throw in everything else. By the time he gets to stability, which would be like this upcoming year, I mean, he's already seen ghosts. He's already like had these problems, so development may not be up for him. But a guy like Anthony Richardson, someone that you do see the mental traits are there. You do see the ability in the pocket, the ability to go through those reads. And you have a coaching staff with Frank Wright, right? You have Josh McCown there. You have Caldwell there. Yeah. I mean, you have this elite coaching staff that can coach that up. That's why I would go with AR.
Staff could fix Darnold, couldn't they?
They could.
I think Darnold is too far gone. I mean,
look at Geno Smith.
I think Sam Darnold will actually be good. I'm sorry, I really do. With this coaching staff, I think he'll be a good little like stopgap, a bridge, something like that. But not like a full-time starter.
I think that we could win games
worse than Sam Darnold.
Right.
Yeah.
We could win games with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
But I think that once you start seeing ghosts as a quarterback, like that is hard to overcome, right? Like there is like the mental yips that players get.
Yes.
And that's why sports psychology is such a huge field now.
He was seeing ghosts. He was seeing ghosts.
Just like Deshaun was seeing massage therapists this past week. But at the same time, I gotta bounce out of here. But
okay.
He'll leave on that note.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave on that note. But I do want to say, like, I'm hyped for the draft, man. It's like what a month and 25 days to go. I mean, it's
And
crazy.
hey, as always, join the C3 Panthers podcast live on draft night. We go live every single draft, man. So, dude, it's gonna be, and we're gonna let everybody on stream too, so you can literally be a part of the draft with us.
I might be crying that day.
I do want to say this last. I just got a question to bring around the panel. So with Josh McCown, do you think he's going to have a big role in who we draft? Because he's praised highly about, Stroud specifically and Bryce Young. I know Bryce Young is a long shot because you're probably going to need that number 1 overall pick. But do you think he will have a big influence on who we draft since he'll be in that room with the quarterback every day?
I think so because it made him stop doing the evaluations on the underdog fantasy thing.
Yeah,
they're not doing anymore.
If you listen to those evaluations,
more input.
Yeah, if you listen to those evaluations, the dude has a quarterback mind.
Yeah,
I mean, whenever he's able to break down things, he knows what the big arm throws are, what the progressions are, where the ball is supposed to go generally in an offense. He can identify all those things. I believe Josh McCown is one of the most pivotal voices that we have on this coaching staff right now, especially when it comes to evaluating quarterback talent.
Well, and I think the other thing too is Frank Wright has been very upfront in saying, everybody is going to have a voice, and I think that's the best way that you cultivate a culture that's going to allow you to get to a position where everybody is comfortable with a guy, because you are freely open to say, hey, I don't know if I like this about a guy, right? And then you can jump into the tape, and someone who does like that about a guy can say, these are the things that I'm seeing, these are the things that I think that we could polish up, and everything else. So I think having that mindset as a coaching staff is going to allow us to find our guy, zero in on our guy, and then hopefully be able to go up and get our guy.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about something besides quarterback. We do need a nickel corner. I would prefer experienced nickel corner.
Hey, let me let Anthony has that. Hey,
Pickle.
I'm gonna let you go. Anthony just has to get out.
Yeah,
appreciate
I'm
you,
go.
Anthony.
For sure. I'll be back next Friday.
Anthony.
All right. Peace and love, Anthony.
Peace,
See you
everyone.
next Friday, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, Pickle.
I would prefer a veteran nickel corner, but there are some good guys in the draft who can play safety and nickel pretty good. I heard a couple Pro Bowl corners talk on NFL radio this week, and they said that the thing that is getting lost in the NFL right now is the fact that most corners that can play outside can't really play nickel or shouldn't play nickel because they're not physical enough. And the guy even mentioned a couple that he said they're good corners on the outside, but that's why there's so many safeties playing nickel, is because the corners in college are not taught. Most corners in college are not taught to be physical.
Right.
Right. And
right. And no, Pickle, that's a great point. No matter what position you're talking about, there is a level of imagining what their transition to the NFL looks like, because they're not all being asked to do and run NFL concepts. So you have to imagine what these guys are going to look like with NFL coaching, with NFL strength and conditioning, with the proper food and nutrition and diet. I mean, yeah, maybe if they went to a SEC school, that's on point, but maybe they went to some podunk school like Jeremy Chin did, and now this is the first time they're getting all that kind of stuff.
NFL coaching,
So
right?
yeah, so yeah, you have to translate that film and have some imagination into what you think they're going to be able to do in the NFL. That's pivotal. It's important.
And don't be surprised if we don't actually draft a free safety, a true free safety.
I think that we're going to draft in the backfield, though.
Yeah,
I don't know what position, but I do
yeah.
think that now we're running a 3-4. I think
Right.
I think a nickel would be a good idea,
Right.
and I do think that they might try to add another corner just because C.J. Henderson and what's his name, Keith Taylor, were looking
Yeah.
like idiots last year.
Exactly. And also, I think it was Scott Fitterer who made the statement when he was asked this week. He said, and I caught this after listening to it on the radio, and I thought he didn't say that. So I had to go back and find it when I got home. And darn if they weren't right, he did say that, but I overlooked it. He made the reference that depending on, they asked him about safety, and he said, yeah, depending on where Jeremy Chin plays, whether he plays linebacker or safety.
Right.
So if the GM says that, then maybe there's a possibility that they are seriously debating about putting Chin at safety or at linebacker. If that's the case, I could see them kick Woods to strong safety where he's better suited, but he's not really a true free safety. Because in a lot of those, they run the cover 3 a lot, or
Chin,
he did last year, which resolved one free safety in the back.
Chin's going to play the rover role in the Euro defense. So it's more of like a hybrid linebacker role. So
do you think he'll be happy about that? Because there were rumors last year, part of which I ended up leaking on the internet, that Jeremy Chin was unhappy with his position in Phil Snow's defense, partly because he didn't want to roam around so much anymore. Again, I don't know what is and isn't true, but maybe that could still be a problem for Jeremy.
So
love it.
Yeah.
Evro's defense is very it's very zone dependent, right? So with the rover role that he has, and I actually have their entire I got this from a buddy who used to work with the Bears, but their entire terminology, where they like players to be, and then also how those players fit into a given play.
Shit.
Of what's his face, Vic, the older guy that
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio, yeah. So all those terminologies and everything else. So he really wouldn't be roaming around per se. It's just he's just going to be in the box in a coverage role. So
he's had. I'm sorry. Go ahead. They've had lighter linebackers in the NFL before in that defense kind of playing that way.
Right. Yeah. Like Deion Buchanan. Did
exactly.
with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to either bring in a veteran safety or draft a safety, just because with Fangio's defense, the safeties are the safeties basically take they basically say, hey, the corners are going to play in a box, and you get to do whatever you want in that box, and then the safeties are going to take 2 halves of the field, and they're going to have to actually take those two parts of the field, which is one of the reasons why you're going to see Chin move to a rover position, is because they just don't trust him in coverage from hash mark to sideline mark.
Yeah. Because even Sheena on that Twitter space I was on, they made a statement about moving Chin to linebacker, and I asked, does Chin have the bulk to play linebacker full time in a 3-4? And she was very adamant that he did. She said very adamant that she was adamant to a point that that's what they were going to do. That was almost certain of it. But
And shout out Brad Dura. He was in there too. He comes on here too. He was talking about, the one season that Jeremy Chin had at linebacker, PFF graded him really low. But PFF also never really grades him that high as a safety either. So it's like we're not going to pretend like PFF is the football Bible and everything that they say is just the utter truth about a player. You know what I mean?
Right.
I am going to look. This might be controversial. I kind of think Jeremy Chin might be best suited as a big nickel, as a nickel corner. Like put him near the line of scrimmage. Put him on tight ends when they put tight ends into the slot. It's just he has the size and the speed to be able to do it, and you can use him as a blitzer much more effective, closer to the line than you would if he's off the football in the backfield.
So I'll send you guys Cody and CK. I'll send you the stuff on the Fangio's defense there. But that's essentially what that rover position is if there isn't a nickel coverage there, then he's going to play off the line of scrimmage a little bit deeper. If there is someone there, he's going to come up and guard that. So that's essentially what he will be playing.
And to say this, a safety. Well, no, technically he's listed as a corner. That I like in the draft is Riley Moss. I heard a bunch of good stuff on him today on the combine, but he also played good at the Senior Bowl. So I haven't watched no tape of him actually in college, but he's a zone corner pretty much. He played some safety.
Sorry to interrupt, Pickle. I gotta go. My wife's getting mad at me and she pays the bills, so I'm gonna let you guys go. But
you're good. I appreciate you jumping on and be a part of the conversation as always, brother. You're a great part of the show, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, man. Jump on again next Friday, man.
Peace.
All right, peace. We're not gonna go too much longer, man. I think we've had a great spirited show today, man. A lot to talk about. Yeah, dude, nobody really even knows what we're dude. Right now, I don't care who you are. Nobody knows what the fuck we're gonna do, man. We all think nobody knows. Nobody knows if we're gonna either trade number 1, trade the number 3, sign Derek Carr. Bro, we just don't know, man. Like we just don't know. So dude, it's gonna be a wild ride. It's going to be a wild ride.
By the way, kudos to this coaching staff because I feel like every year was very predictable under Matt Rule about what we were going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, Matt Rule, he put this team in shambles, dude. Absolute shambles. I don't know. No matter what, I feel hopeful. Can I be honest with you? There isn't an option out of all those ones I listed. Yeah. There isn't an option that I hate. Because I don't even like Will Levis, but even if they drafted Will Levis, all right, boom. I trust my boy Matt Corral to be able to beat him in a competition. Yeah. So that's a good. It's a wasted first round pick if that happens, but I'm good with that no matter what. If we end up getting Anthony Richardson, I might not like the trade number that they give up for him, but I love the upside. Derek Carr. I'm not in love with Derek Carr at all, but you could do a lot worse. So I'm also not, I'm not jumping off of a bridge if that shit happens either.
Yeah, I agree.
Shout out to Michael in the chat. Yeah, Riley Moss is actually a white corner.
Dude, y'all got to check out my boy Riley Moss, man. They're calling this man the Great White Hope at corner, dog.
Exactly. He's from Iowa?
Yeah, he's from Iowa. He's 6'2". He's 6'2".
He got an amazing 40 time.
Dude, he's 6'2". He ran a 4.46, and across 4 years, he has 11 interceptions. And he's an outside corner. They play that man on the outside. They put him on the X receiver, y'all.
Yep.
So, hey, man. Twan said he might be the Luke Kuechly of the defensive backfield. Oh, shit.
Did anyone look up that draft pick thing about the next 48 hours? The thing with Chicago? I think if we're going to trade with them, it'd be like within the next 48 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
I heard that, and I also heard that same thing about Derek Carr. We're gonna know in the next 48 hours what.
Yeah.
Oh, it says free agency starts March 15th, so we should know about before March 15th when we trade.
Right.
But I did see the Derek Carr 2-day thing. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm off the 16th. I'm gonna go to court the 16th. So. If we do any big free agent signings, I should be available, Cody, after like 9 to 10 o'clock.
When?
On the 16th. Because free agency starts at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
On the 15th.
All right.
It just starts exactly at 4 o'clock.
Hey man, if y'all aren't doing anything tomorrow, we're going live at 1.
Yeah.
And it's an open stream, so we'll let y'all join the stream for the quarterbacks doing their thing tomorrow. We should be able to watch it live on air, man. Again, Twan did it. Dude, PNP does it. Twan does it. If we can't fucking do it too, then they're discriminating against fucking C3, bro. I don't know why, dude. Yep. So we're gonna try. But even if for whatever reason we can't show it, we'll be able to live react, and we'll get everybody on here to give their opinion and talk things up, man, and talk about some Panther football. So we'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Boys, anything y'all want to say before we jump off of here? Any last words?
I was going to ask you, who you think will win tomorrow?
Damn. Hey, Stanley, he's still going at old G Baby on Twitter. And, four-man rush jumping in on the crowd.
G Baby got a first-hand look. He got a first-hand look of what Twitter is all about.
Yeah.
He had to
You're going to have to tag me in what this is looking at, because I ain't seen none of this.
He had to go on Stanley McClover's on his page.
What is it that you sent in the group chat?
He deleted it early. So he said that he was going to be on. G Baby said, "I'm going to be on C3 today. Come check it out." And then he was like, "I would rather watch whatever that kid show that babies are watching nowadays or whatever." He said, "I'd rather watch that with my daughter than listen to whatever the hell you're going to be on." So it's funny. But
oh my God.
G Baby's trying to come back on. But no, to answer your question, Jordan, you already know I got John Jones. I think he's I think he's the best of all time. And even though he's moving up to heavyweight, his ground game, if Francis Ngannou was gonna put Cyril on his back, you damn sure know John Jones is gonna do the same thing.
Yes, I said John was winning by submission first round.
Yeah, and that's another thing. John is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And people forget that shit all the time, you know. John Jones is the man, returning tomorrow. I'm pumped. That's gonna be a great fight, man. That's gonna be. I might need to make an MMA channel, bro. No lie.
I love MMA, bro. I support this. I'm gonna support whatever you put up, bro.
Jordan, real talk. MMA was more my first love. I mean, in 2000. Yeah, man, because I fell off of football for a long time. In 2011, Cam Newton brought me back to it. But I've been in love with the UFC ever since 2005. I've met Dana White. I interviewed him for a college project that I was doing at the time.
Damn.
Dude, I'm a diehard MMA fan, bro. Diehard. Yeah, man. So I might need to do that one day, break out some MMA content. But any other last words? Anything else people want to say before we jump out of here and end this song, bitch, man? 3 hours and 7 minutes. I appreciate y'all, man. This is a hell of a podcast. 3 hours and 7 minutes. That's podcasting, bro. What's up? We out here. Pickle, you ain't got nothing to leave us with?
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hey, that's it.
I'm about out of yeah.
You have shit to say?
Me too.
I
am.
Tip your bartenders.
Hey, tip your bartenders.
Hey, remember this week on WFNZ, Scott Fitterer did say they were definitely interested in Hendon Hooker.
That's a fact.
Shit.
I just had to throw that out there,
Let
by the way, to Michael
speculation
in the
begin.
C3 in the chat down there, Dude, you off your living rocker if you compare Jalen Hyatt to Robbie Anderson.
Who? Michael?
Jalen Hyatt, Tennessee wide receiver, to Robbie Anderson. You done lost your mind.
I didn't see that. All right, but
go smoke some more, brother.
Yeah, I might do that. Shit. Look, this has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. I've been your host, Cody Lashley, 1/4 of the C3 Panthers podcast. Man, shout out to Pickle, Jordan, White Chocolate Espresso, always being on here, making the Friday Free for All what it is. We certainly appreciate y'all, brothers. And hey, man,
we have more likes than we have people watching.
Hey, that's what's up. I appreciate y'all. C3 Nation strong as hell. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to watch these quarterbacks, y'all. Until then, I'm Cody Lashley. Keep pounding.